wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on. La, 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 la.
I have a Rolls Royce pocket.
La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Beautiful clouds, where you are, there are beautiful clouds, where you are, oh, oh.
Today you've heard that there's going to be
step in the crowd, history on our shoulders, fire in our eyes. When the black stars shine, the whole world watch us rise. Hands up high, feel the drum roll sound, every corner of the nation now. When the whistle blows, we're ready to fight. This is our moment, this is our night. Black star, rise and shine. Gonna stand up, it's our time. From the streets to the world, stage bright. Original FM, World Cup night. Black stars, rise and shine. Gonna stand up, it's our time. From the streets to the world.
Cameroon's 26 matches across 8 tournaments is Africa's record for most participation and matches played in the history of the FIFA World Cup. Ghana has the 4th best record with 15 games in 4 tournaments. Here are some stories from the various regions. In the Central region, the Efutu Municipal Assembly has cast sword for the construction of classroom blocks to boost education in the municipality. The projects include a 6-unit classroom block at Don Bosco Basic School, a 3-unit block at Nipra Basic School, and a 2-unit kindergarten block at Methodist School in Winneba. The MC, Reverend Atamensa, said the project had been demanded by the residents and commissioned January 13, 2026.
Sebi Oswin, Ejuma Oson and Abrono, Wakun Ache, Weshan Ache. Ejuma, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, wa promise there. Obobwa ma Humeshia Akobi. And the 13th January 2026. Ojinoma, Mpuncha, Yazebe Simpa. Yebesi 6-unit classroom block. Our Roman school. You see 3-unit classroom block. Our Unipra. You see 2-unit classroom block. Our Nama Pramantin.
He assured stakeholders of his commitment to fast-tracking development across Efutu. The Municipal Director of Education, Madam Diana Anderson, urged contractors to use quality materials, while NADMO Director, Madam Akaili, urged strict monitoring to ensure safe and durable structures.
As you all see, the KG is actually in dire need for renovation. And now, if the government or His Excellency has thought that we should get a new facility for our children, we will say we are very grateful. But one thing I would also want to say is that the contractor should be up and doing. Whatever has been put in the contract documents must be well executed.
Contract may be doing within 6 months. Obey any pepe. And now workers now obey each man, so now back home. Into a bit now when you near the Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now, yada, if it's municipal assembly, there in the dream, Naminado, which what is sugar, what I will, what I'm matches, Mafamba, I'm winning baby papa now with
Also in the Volta region, the Ministry of Local Governance, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim, has commissioned a full furnished traditional council office for the Adaklu traditional area in the Volta region. The project, funded through the Assembly Common Fund and supported by the Adaklu MP, Kwame Agoja. Here is the chief of the Adaklu Amfoing.
I wish to commend the government and the Ministry of Roads and Highways for the big push infrastructure program, which has brought major road projects to Adaklu. Notable among them are the Adaklu Wire Road, Wire Keime Road, Wire Masi Road, the Helekpe Road, Adatuseba Junction through Budede to Mati and other pillar roads linking family communities within the Adamu area. These roads are improving access, boosting agriculture, and enhancing economic activities for our people.
The Volta Regional Minister, James Kunu, described Adaklu as the most peaceful district in the Volta region.
Adaklu, traditional area, is one of the most peaceful traditional areas that we have. And we believe that the way Adaklu has started, there is no way that we will not see significant development such as this.
The Ministry of Roads and Highways, Kwame Agboja, also had this to say.
President Mahama actually prioritizes development in Volta region. Indeed, he's given me a role as his advisor on road and highways issues. And indeed, apart from all other regions, I make sure Volta region is getting its fair share of road infrastructure development. Today, on record, the fastest contractor working on Big Push is one of the contractors working between Ho and Aplau. And I'm hoping that the faith invested in all these contractors by the president would mean that they will complete all these projects before 31st December 2027 without compromising on the quality.
For more stories, you can visit our page www.metrotvonline.com and also follow us on all social media platforms at Metro TV Ghana. Just stay with us.
Have a Rolls Royce parked in your garage, don't use it?
Yes, because why use a car like that in a place where people don't even have water to drink? They have no shoes on their feet. You look like an idiot, you know, riding around in a car like that. You know that, don't you? Look like a buffoon. And Africans are known for being buffoon. I mean, the so-called leaders. You know, in America, when African leaders...
that's the sort of thing that gets you into trouble, isn't it? The African leaders are buffoons. I mean,
that's what they're... Listen, let me ask you something. I don't know what the culture here will say, okay? Because I grew up outside here. But you come to my house, my roof is leaking. My children are crying. They have no food to eat. My wife is sick, right? And you see me in the bar, dancing and buying beer for girls. Am I correct? Or in our culture, that's great. You cheer me on. This guy is a great man. I don't know, because I see it different. I see people suffering.
You feel frustration.
Today, you've heard that there's going to be a picketing at the American Embassy. Those who are doing the picketing, Star Ghana, right? Star Ghana, they were in this country when the Attorney General gave Noli Prosequi to NDC members. But because Arise Ghana, because Arise Ghana is majority of their membership comes from the NDC, they never opened their mouth. In fact, they went on a vacation when the Attorney General gave a Noli Prosequi to NDC members. All of a sudden, the same movement are now at, what is it called? They are now picketing against Ken Ofori-Atta. This is injustice. These are not the type of movements we want in the country. Political movements that are very selective. When their government is in power, they will still even be fighting opposition. It is shameful. Okay. Very, very shameful. And if I were to be the American Embassy, I will release dogs on them so that it will chase them out of their place.
They seek permission.
It's not a matter of permission. I will look into
Ghana police as well, so they have permission to picket. That's their rights.
That's why I'm saying that if I were to be the American, I will follow through the thing and release dogs on them so that it will chase them out of that place. Today, you've heard that there's going to be a picketing at the American Embassy. Those who are doing the picketing, Star Ghana, right? Star Ghana, they were in this country when the Attorney General gave Noli Prosequi to NDC members. But because that, Arise Ghana, because Arise Ghana is majority of their membership comes from the NDC, they never opened their mouth. In fact, they went on a vacation when the Attorney General gave a nolle prosequi to NDC members. All of a sudden, the same movement are now at, what is it called? They are now picketing against Ken Ofori-Atta. This is injustice. These are not the type of movements we want in the country. Political movements that are very selective. When their government is in power, they will still even be fighting opposition. It is shameful. Okay. Very, very shameful. And if I were to be the American embassy, I will release dogs on them so that it will chase them out of their place.
They seek permission.
It's not a matter of permission. I will look into
Ghana police as well. So they have permission to picket. That's their right.
That's why I'm saying that if I were to be the American embassy, I will follow through the thing and release dogs on them so that it will chase them out of that place.
Japan, what shall you be? I'm yet dimatama, Yakakatina is a liar. Almost croak from the cell where you could see. Why a liar? My repeated you. Why a liar? And no one was unfortunate with TV, baby. Some mimic and the Japanese were a liar. Why a liar? Let me a mistake. And your mother be there. What can? What did you know? I'm a MPP 4% winning to Roma catastrophe. Memeze Maka, whoever they are, Maka is a liar. I come for, any mobo. I come for mobo. So to me, for dinner, such a from place, et me casa when you see me and Tomawa. Not when you are sanctified, and you come for a dinner. So, what do you move for it? Wow. Wow, I'm making a ready that you do a scene central. You will show Abomati Womasun Casa. When you did a simple, that you use to say doormat. You have the Mokwaji power, central region, you have the Kwaji power. You have the power we are. Now, you know your soul. It's me Kwaji. 23 seats, near 19 seats, and your 19 seats, near my 2 ministers, near 1 chair ministry, near their mind. this time, Central Region. The president is also coming from Central Region.
The bluff. I think we have to call the bluff of Kennedy Japan. We studio, I mean, no one can be that. Yeah. Now, me and I mean, to say, young him. Young him, assign IMF, T, assign our debt. Sarkasana and Fatan, Unyai, a idea why no beer and kind of inti. There be no cost here. Mr. De Tembiano can be Binenya. I tried to correct him because I'm a custodian of the history of our party. Yeah. Men Traum will be a good party in here. I said, my account say no cray. And so, okay. I dare no complain about. Clause next, let's say, you're to Abana, SO accept it. Is there? Oh, cousin, as one person sign because it be an issue. And Chairman, no, Casse, and Tina Yayan, said during the presidential process. One, Cecilia Casemimi agent will be a printed ballot. Yeah. And also agents, SO. We also appointed 2 agents for every polling station. Or more. And I'm saying, be a same, but you say, or say, 114, 104, 114. None the agent or whatever. Where is the document to prove what he said? Where is the document to prove what he said? And the Obia. Ope explosive talk no be an kanhwe sa na obegina television so twa troto me kwabena Japan so say me makukum Adams or Tamale and I'm refi yeah wa mesu enyi ni glasses the
entire Maba Eastern region no very important because me gi nyame dipa na nyame me ade me hu for the last 16 years ne say nyame aka many Eastern region for a boom. A kaya boom because we shall maybe by politics more, na mini politics more. Mohamed this year, Nanado Danko Akufuado, and a buy a befriend me na me wo Bank of Ghana. Say member na member buano na minya na bedi chiri. On 18 na me ba politics mo. Me so me ba politics mo. Eastern region eni me papa na Akufuado. Ahwe me yie atamechi. Adia adifefe na Akufuado ayi amami. Ebinsi da wa Africa ha. Usha we yimi as the running mate 4 times. Ebinsi wa Africa had 4 times. 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020. Ningi na governmenti any mpaibono also more governmenti. Mabaye vice president Ghana ha 2 times. Inti midamu asipa, midame papa Nanado Danko Akufuado asepa. Yami mamo e bibia mosomo akoma epe.
The pressure is getting
It's getting tensions now. It's getting tensions now. It's getting very tensions. It's getting
Government is broke, But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where's that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Well, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro, and it's always a pleasure to come here. It's a beautiful, beautiful, fantastic Thursday morning. And I keep saying it's beautiful, it's fantastic, because we're still alive and kicking, aren't we? Yeah, one of the biggest gifts that you can always pray for God to give you is to be alive and kicking. It's extremely important, because once you're alive and kicking, all other things will fall in place. Anyway, so today is the 29th of January 2026, and this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we're glad in it. I want to say a big thanks to the Almighty God for making it possible for us to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are happening in our dear country, Ghana. I'll go straight ahead and look at the front pages of the newspapers that we have today, and I'll start with, as usual, the Daily Graphic. The Daily Graphic this morning says, I am committed to party welfare. Bawumia. Nyendam remains Bandai MP, Supreme Court rules, and as BOG drops policy rate to 15.5%. Let me look at the Ghanaian Times that says Saglemi project bounces back, and as government picks developer to complete housing scheme. That's according to Minister. Metro Lens says that Brian beats Bawumia and Kennedy in latest FGAP poll. Julius Deborah, the quiet power behind Ghana's political engine. And there's convened security chiefs meeting over journalist safety. GJA urges President Mahama. That's with the Metro Lens. The New Republic is reporting that deal closes for Saglemi Ghost Town Revival. Decade-old $200 million housing White Elephant advances as Mahama government resumes project. From talk to action, Veep bets her reputation on minister's risky war against Galamsey godfathers. Napo on the loose again and turns Bawumia's Ashanti regional campaign tour into insults fiesta. Apex Court gives the MPP minority a lifeline and dismisses key NDC election challenge on technicality. And as ex-Zongo Fund CEO flees. That's with the New Republic for today. Now let's check out what's in today's what's the name? The Daily Guide. Yeah. So Daily Guide this morning is reporting that Supreme Court retains Nyendam as a Bandai MP, and as NDC Bandai review plan are necessary according to minority. My vision for MPP Ghana sets me apart. BOG cuts policy rates to 15.5%. A police arrest for gold robbers. Now the inside. Poll tips Brian to win MPP race. A surges past Bawumia and Ken in latest FGAP survey. There's Care Ghana calls for peaceful, transparent MPP flag bearer election. And this future NPP government will purge the judiciary of NDC influence Kabiru Tia. And there's also Herbal Bitters trademark row escalates as police arrest Mark II. Nigerian military confirms coup plot moves to court martial suspects. And the Daily Post. President Mahama applauds China for $30 million to construct new science and technology university in Damongo. And the 7 patients receive life-saving care as Ghana Medical Trust Fund pilot takes off. Supreme Court quashes Tamale High Court ruling for a rerun of Bandai election. And there's National Rental Assistance Scheme supports over 4,700 Ghanaians with 99% recovery rates. That's according to Housing Minister. Let's now look what's online. I'll start with the City Newsroom. It says interest rates have eased, banks now chasing customers with loans, according to BOG Governor. And as BOG resets microfinance rules, raises capital and sets 2026 deadline. Global Info Analytics, Bawumia to win 14 regions in MPP primaries. Now, on My Joy Online, you have for 1 year, have never had peace to work, Bandai MP after Supreme Court victory. Africa must be unapologetically selfish as global order fractures. Sam Jonah. My God has spoken. Bandai MP Nyendam after Supreme Court restores seat. What's on GhanaWeb? Now, on GhanaWeb, Sylvester clashes with Shamima Muslim over Mahama administration. There's Actors Guild immortalizes late Junior Pope Our political elections court of justices or test of nerves, that's with the Ghanaian, with the Ghana Web. And then Metro TV Online, yours truly, Metro TV Online. Dr. Bano questions sharp drop in Ghana's gold reserves, demands explanation from BOG governor. And as drivers to face fines and suspension for overcharging passengers. 4 held as police bust armed robbery gang in Ashanti region. Nearly half of a building cost components exceed national average inflation. All right, so that's it for the newspaper and the online review. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. I'll let you in on my guest for the show shortly. In fact, they're here. Stay with us.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Chia winning Nara, we ding Edgebaby Dapa, Mediatia Sunko Crane Bremo. Now that what we animal with Piani Ed Japan of Bremo. And no any summer spices. Summer spices in here. And we will remember various flavors. Ubenya a yako, Ubenya Nemchi, Yeduku Jollof Muma and we get there. Ubenya Yeduku Quam, Yeduku for you. Hot Nako Pibito, Na Emma with Piani, and yet day. When you mean ya, you can your Cocotina for Eka.
Download your communication to the all enjoy Uduba, that Samu spices. One in the essence, no time. I should get Dariaga. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy so say. Samu spices, Moon Samu. Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices. In Sanaka in Ketwa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Bebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit's Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
The festive season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Good morning, Mr. Ding.
Good morning, Ejako. And why do you keep staring at my rubbish container?
I'm surprised you're still using a bin without a cover. You know it can cause a mess.
My bin is just fine. Look, there is no leakage, still solid and robust. If you will excuse me, I have work to do.
Yo.
Dustbins are a great way of keeping trash off the streets and homes. However, the use of bins without fitting covers pose a challenge with stench from rotten items, flies, and scavengers. Keep the environment clean and healthy. Get dustbins with fitting covers.
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the streets to colors worn with honor, from powerful reunions to legacy projects that will stand forever. Metro TV asked one bold question: which school truly owned the legacy in 2025? Welcome to School's Homecoming 2025. Who is who? Send your school name, convoy videos, speech and prize giving highlights, and your 2025 legacy projects to 0550-090-702. School's Homecoming, my school, my pride. This event is sponsored by Zoom Lion and Appointed Time Printing. School's Homecoming 2025 is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and Metro Digital.
All right, you're welcome to, well, you're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today is the 29th of January 2026, and we're going to kickstart our conversation this morning. My guests are seated, and one of them is a new kid on the block, and not kid as in, you know, but I know you get it. He's a new kid on the block. He's one of the, what you call the budding sensations of the NDC. I mean, he's gotten a lot of the young people of this country talking. because of his communication prowess and his communications abilities. In fact, I've heard some people call him that he's the new Sammy Gyamfi of our times. And I'm talking Sammy Gyamfi, who's still the National Communications Officer of the NDC and also the Chief Executive Officer of Gold Board. He has been a spokesperson of the NDC's Youth Manifesto, and he's now a presidential aide. And I'm talking about Dr. Sammy Aye. His doctor is a medical doctor, not a PhD, I believe. He's a medical doctor, Dr. Sammy Aye. So, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here this morning to contribute to the debate. And I'm happy because I've been watching you.
Okay,
thank you. Kofi Tonto on this platform. Extremely elated that this morning I also contribute to the debate for the understanding of the Ghanaian people.
Right.
Good morning to my brother Kofi.
Yes.
Good morning to our viewers watching us this morning.
You've done the unofficial introduction. Now the official introduction, you know, and yes, indeed, you're right. I mean, Kofi Tonto is here. Kofi is a very good friend of mine, so he's an aide to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is the former Vice President, a former flag bearer of the presidential candidate of the MPP and an aspiring flag bearer of the NPP. Kofi Tonto, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning, Moro.
How are you?
Very well. I just returned from Kumasi.
Okay.
I was in Kumasi for 2 weeks.
Okay.
You know,
personal stuff?
No. You know, the campaign rounded up in Kumasi.
Right.
And so I was with the campaign, and then also largely on media. As the campaign was going around, I was also doing media rounds, you know, highlighting our message and why the delegates should consider His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And then once I'm done with my radio rounds, I usually join the campaign to speak to the delegates just before the candidate enters the facility or the premises. So I was actively involved in it, you know, doing the media rounds and then also doing direct engagement with the delegates. And so we just rounded up on Tuesday, and then I returned to Accra yesterday. I'm also just meeting Dr. Aye for the first time in person. Okay. I've seen a few clips of him doing propaganda, especially on GH1. As you rightfully said, a young, vociferous man who, you know, is definitely learning from Sammy, and it's good. I mean, as I've said before, 2028, 78% of the voters will be 45 years and below. So definitely it's going to be a case to be made. That's the political party that's able to sway the minds of young people will be the one to emerge victorious. So those of us who still fall within that age bracket would have a huge task in helping our various candidates and various political parties mount a platform to convey our message why young people, especially millennials, Gen Zs, and then Gen Alpha. You know, I'm a millennial.
Right.
Now we have Gen Zs and then Gen Alpha, those who are born 2010 and up. By that time, they'll be 18 and eligible to vote. And so it definitely pays to invest in young people,
right?
Whether in NPP or in NDC. You know, on our side, myself, Kwesi Botwe, Epia, all of us are young people, and to see such on that side too is I think it's a good thing. But let me also say I'm privileged to be on the same platform with a deputy minister. You know, but why you laugh? But
no, I'm enjoying what you're saying.
But Dr. Aye is a presidential aide.
Okay.
And from what Felix has told us, presidential staffers are equivalent to a minister.
Okay.
And presidential aides are equivalent to deputy ministers. Except that we didn't give him a deputy ministerial portfolio. He doesn't have the title.
Okay.
But he has the benefits. So the party people should be rest assured that our brother here is receiving equal emoluments like a deputy minister. So they should go to him for support and all of that. Because hey, right, Moro.
And the mischief now, Papa.
How is it mischief? Doc, is it a lie? Are you not equivalent to a deputy minister? That's what Felix said.
The mischief now, Papa.
That's what Felix said. I didn't say it.
Okay.
And so, you know, and now they have appointed, you know, regional coordinators to the regional minister. They've appointed regional staffers and all of that, you know. So,
okay. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. I mean, this is Sami's first appearance on the show. So I think that it's important that our viewers who may not have encountered him yet get to know him a bit more, so that when he is espousing or when he's expressing his views on the issues that we're about to raise, they will understand him better and where he's coming from, aside the fact that he's a member of the NDC. Now, Doc, in July, this must have been last year, we heard, in fact, through social media, because I didn't see any formal communications, but I heard from social media that you have been appointed as the presidential aide for government communications, and a lot of the NDC young people or the youth were congratulating you, and they were saying that it was an appointment well deserved. Now, first of all, who is Dr. Sam Aye, and your role? What is that role? What are you supposed to do? You know, so help us appreciate what your role is. Even before that, but who are you? Who's Dr. Sam Aye?
Sure. Thank you very much. So, like you said, my name is Sam Aye. I'm a member of the NDC. Trained medical doctor, went to University of Cape Coast, completed, started my housemanship at Range Hospital, worked at Legon Hospital, worked at Achimota Hospital, and when the NDC government came, His Excellency the President told his wife that I am good enough to be appointed as a presidential aide to assist the Minister for Government Communication and the spokesperson to the President, the Honorable Felix Kwasi Ofosu, in disseminating government information. So basically, we assist in research for the Minister, who also works under the President. We assist in information dissemination, basically to help with government communication. A whole ministry cannot only be, administered by one person. The minister is the head. We are the minister to support him to do all that work. You know that when the NPP was in government, they appointed, or they were using about 126 people in dissemination of government information from Ministry of Information to the presidency. It is instructive.
126?
Yes, it was about 126 from presidency to the ministry. It is on record, and they know they cannot debate
doing
it.
What exactly?
They are helping in government information dissemination.
Oh.
As we speak,
This is fact.
Yes,
you have the
fact.
records.
You can speak to the Minister for Government
126.
Yes. You know that the information ministry was changed to Ministry of State Government Communication under the Office of the President. So today we are doing just about 6 to 7 people. The same government ministry in charge of information dissemination. But I can tell you that under the leadership of the Honorable Felix Kwasi Ofosu, government information dissemination has been extremely similar. So basically, that is what we do. So
you've pruned the number from 126 to 6.
To about 6
or 7.
Yeah.
So where's the 120 no more here? What are they doing?
So a large number of them were political appointees.
Okay.
who obviously, because
so they've been spread
exited,
across ministries, agencies, and so
yes,
on.
Yeah, because the government exited.
Okay.
A good number of them have also exited.
Okay.
So those were the issues.
Wow.
Yes. And so,
okay.
Like we said, I'm also a young person, a member of the NDC. President Obama, and during the campaign, they appointed me as spokesperson for youth development.
Right.
I believe I discharged my duties remarkably, and on that basis, I was appointed. I'm happy for party people to come to me. You can all share ideas for the party, any support that we can render. Within my means, I have no difficulties. So, I mean, there is no difficulty. And my brother Kofi decided to enter into mischief, just like you rightfully said. He said that the NDC government is a Kwashiorkor government. I can tell you on all fours that under them, they appointed over 300 political appointees at the presidency. Over 44 staffers and what have you, and other people. We will submit our list to Parliament, and I can tell you that it will be nowhere closer to what they did. It will be nowhere closer. In fact, under Kofi's government, when President Kufuor came, you know that the Agric Ministry alone, they had over 7 ministers and deputies combined. They had a minister of Agric. They had a minister of state in charge of Agric. At the point, they had deputy minister for fisheries, deputy minister for annual crops, deputy minister for horticulture. They even had a deputy.
I'm here.
Yes. Oh, yes, true, you know. And you did all these appointments under your watch. And so, if the NDC government that has only appointed the deputy minister for Agric and the minister for Agric, you say we are a Kwashiorkor government.
Okay.
Then what name should we qualify your government that did all these appointments?
We'll get into those. We'll get into those substantive issues.
You understand?
I'm still getting to know.
There's
no difficulty.
This is getting to know him. Oh, I see. Then you are getting to know him as a propagandist. Because he's peddled a lot of falsehood, and I would like to.
That's what I'm saying. We'll get to the substantive issues.
I sat quietly. Let's not go to break and come back. Yes. By that time, some people.
We're not going to break.
So let me respond.
I want to engage him a bit because it's his first time. No, but you have to.
But let me respond to the propaganda first.
Done yet.
Okay. Then
the things you started.
Yes, we are. So just 10 seconds. So we have only appointed. Now we are not even up to 60 ministers and deputies, but they are classifying us as Kwashiorkor government.
Okay.
They did in their first government over 124 ministers.
Okay.
And so what name should we give a government that appoints 124 ministers?
Okay.
I guess our viewers can do that.
So let's do this. Let's do this. You have also been you've been involved in this. I've seen you on this platform called the NDC 360. Yes, it was something that began some time back, and I guess it was Sam Ejimfi who was then in charge, or was the one who was hosting it. But I noticed that you've taken over.
Yes.
What is that? What's the idea?
So the NDC 360 idea was brought forth by the CEO, current CEO of Good Board, then National Communications Officer, still National Communications Officer of the NDC, to disseminate the party's policies when we were in opposition, when we were campaigning to come into government. He did that, beautifully. We won elections. Government has rolled out all these programs. But we thought it wise that, or he thought it wise that, we must not do this program just because of an election. But genuinely, we believe that this platform must be used to communicate and disseminate the policies and interventions of government. And so, because of his works and what have you, we were consulted and spoken to see whether we can also help with the dissemination of government information within, from the time that we came into government. And so, I was happy to contribute. I know there are other people who also come on board to contribute for the dissemination. So, and that is all about it. So it's a platform by the NDC. The platform believes in the ideologies and ethos of the NDC. and we will use it to disseminate information to the general public. So it's live on Twitter, Facebook, some other television stations and what have you. And so that is all about it.
Okay. But has feedback been good?
Positive. But yesterday we had a lot of views. We had a lot of comments. Many young people retweeted, they shared the link, they commented. They brought forth suggestions as to some of the comments that we were making on the plan. And I believe all these are constructive, progressive comments, and we'll make sure that the next time we meet, we'll do that.
Because I noticed that, in fact, in your last, in your last program, you brought somebody else that I think is an MP, isn't it?
Yes. So the Minister for Special Initiatives. So you know that on Monday, in line with the President's initiative called the Ghana Labour Exchange or Ghana Labour Export Program, we think that in line with the President's agenda to make Ghana a hub for medical tourism, to showcase to the world that indeed we have a very good health system, we have qualified skilled personnel, and to solve the issue of unemployment and backlog of nurses and what have you, and some other professions. First batch of these professionals have been flown away abroad to, in the name of Ghana, to work in countries that presently have bilateral agreements with Ghana, so that they can earn something and also showcase what Ghana has for them. So it is in that vein that the Chief of Staff, the Honorable Julius Debra, Minister for Health, the Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, and the Minister for Special Initiatives, they all came together. And I'm told, reliably informed, that the next batch of professionals will also be flown away in a short while from now, so maybe some few days from today, in line with the same agenda. So we did it. The first program we did, we also hosted the Corporate Affairs Director for Gold Board. We also hosted the Deputy MD for Metro Mass. Going forward, we'll do a lot of interviews so that we can, push the narrative of the government and whatever government is doing for the benefit and understanding of the people of Ghana. So it is a good platform that we will use to sell our message.
Okay. NDC 360. Yeah. All right. So I guess that Kofi, you said you have a quick reaction.
Yeah. First of all, I've had this debate on several occasions about optics and substance. And I've said that, political parties may do very well with optics, but what really matters is the substance. Of course, you have appointed 58 or 59 ministers.
58 for now.
58 ministers. But what is important is not the number of ministers you have appointed. Because the reason why you reduced the number of ministers, quote unquote, is to reduce waste, is to cut costs or reduce expenditure. So that is the substance. So the question therefore is, have you really reduced, the expenditure? That is the most important thing. Now let's take Ministry of Information, for example. Under Oppong Nkrumah, if I recall, our last budget was about 6 million Ghana cedis. The last budget, I'm yet to check the 2026.
Is it 6 million or billion?
Million.
Million
cedis.
Okay.
For the Ministry of
Information.
In your case, 74 million, which became even a sort of a joke that the government has given 74 million to the government communication. So whereas you claim we appointed 120 people, which I'm yet to really get the breakdown, because I, for example, was under the Ministry of Information. I was the head of public affairs at the Ministry of Information, stationed at Washington, D.C. So all the people who work as head of public affairs report to the Minister of Information.
Okay.
So I was at the ministry as head of information and public affairs in Washington. Then I came to Ghana as government spokesperson under the minister. The number of spokespersons were just about 5 or so. And then, of course, I'm trying to figure out where he got the 120 from. Is he
So he said
referring to
127.
27? Is he referring to PRs at the various ministries? I'm yet to know. But the bottom line is that we did it with a budget of 6 million. You claim that Felix and then Shamima and then 6 other people, maybe in total 8, but you had 74 million. So is it really about saving Ghana, or is it really about reducing the numbers? Number 2, you claim that we had 300 staffers and you are yet to put out your list. And we are going to scrutinize the list because we know that you have even made presidential staffers appointment to the regional secretariats at the regional level. So we are not just going to watch a list at the ministry, at the Jubilee House. We are going to demand to know all the appointments you have made. For example, Ashanti region, there is a regional coordinator to the regional minister, and that coordinator has 2 deputies. We want to know, how do you classify such people? In any case, your first term, you had $340 million, I see this for staffers, and as payment at the Jubilee House. That increased to 570 million. So whereas you claim we used 300 people, we didn't use anywhere near the 570 million you are using to pay the reduced staffers.
Are you saying 57 or 570?
570 million.
Million
cedis. They increased the budget for emoluments and payments at the Jubilee House. It used to be 340 million, their first budget. Then it increased to 570. So you claim that your numbers have reduced, but yet the amount has increased. So and there can only be 2 things. Either your numbers are more or you are paying higher. That's the only thing that can account for such 70% increment. Number 2, you have allocated 2.4 billion to national security for payment and salaries. 2.4 billion. Who are you going to pay at national security for 2.4 billion?
Okay.
2.4 billion. We need to see the list of those who are being paid at national security for 2.4. Unprecedented. So, Sammy, it's not about we have reduced numbers. It's not about we have 59 ministers and someone had, as when we were leaving, we had 86 ministers under the last Akufo-Addo government. So that's what you can compare it to. But how much did we spend and how much are you spending? That is the most important thing.
Okay, so you want an explanation.
We want to see that. You see, the point I am making to all Ghanaians and viewers this morning is that it's not about the numbers.
Yeah.
It's about the expenditure. So even if you reduce your ministers to 20 and you are spending more, you have questions to answer. For example, you told us petroleum hub is not necessary. President Mahama said it, that petroleum hub is not necessary. Then Felix, your boss, said it, that we don't need any secretariat for free SHS. Guess what? You came and you have appointed people for free SHS secretariat. The very thing you said we don't need anyone for, because we can subsume it under the Ministry of Education. You said we don't need anyone at petroleum hub, but you have appointed 3 people at petroleum hub. Onassis Kobe is there with his boss, I forgot the name, and then another deputy. The very institution that you said is not necessary. You said we should merge Tor and Bost. I'm sure you heard that. President Mahama said that. But President Mahama has appointed someone for Bost, has appointed someone for Tor. So look, the optics is enough. We want to discuss the substance. How much are you spending for your so-called reduced number of appointees? Where is the what accounts for the 2.4 billion under national security? What accounts for the 70% increment of salaries at the Jubilee House? Then Sami sit here and tell me you had seven ministers for agriculture. Where? We had Akoto as the first minister with George I forgot, New Adibiase MP as the deputy. And then I forgot the other minister. He had about 2 deputies.
Fisheries.
Okay. Then, no, but fisheries is a separate entity. Fisheries and aquaculture. So your argument is because fisheries can is a form of agriculture. So we had 7 ministers at Ministry of Agriculture. No, you can't do that. Ministry of Agriculture had Brian and then 1 other deputy, and then Akoto and 2 deputies.
Okay.
Because I was at the Ministry of Agriculture briefly to support with communications. So it's not true. In any case, you then sit here and tell us that you have 2 ministers, the minister and deputy, but you conveniently forgot to mention Peter Otukono. What is the title of Peter Otukono? Director of Agriculture at the Office of the President. Do you think Peter Otukono sits at the office alone? I'm sure Peter Otukono also has staffers who report to him. And I have seen Peter Otukono traveling outside the country, especially to the US. I saw him with the ambassador as Director of Agriculture at the Office of the President. So it's not true that even under you it's just 2 people. The point is, again, substance over optics. Even if you appoint 15 ministers and you are spending more, you haven't done anything. That is, and then Ministry of Information. Lastly, at our time, we had head of information in Washington, head of information in New York, and then head of information in UK, and then briefly in China. You've equally appointed, and you also added deputies. Deputies. In the US, you have Ethel as the director or head of information, and a deputy. I won't mention the deputy's name in the US for obvious reasons. At the right time, we'll mention the name.
But in your day,
I didn't have a deputy. No, I didn't have a deputy.
Not even one?
Not even one. I didn't have a deputy. Then in New York, Fallon. Noam is the head of information, and Fallon has a deputy. UK and other places. You have 18 deputy ambassadors for the first time. So I can go on and on.
So the good thing is that there's the presidential aide in charge of government communications.
Sure.
So you've asked questions, and I think that
no, it's fair. It's fair enough for him to answer.
Questions he's asked. If you have some answers for him, or guess what? I think we should take a break so that we don't interrupt you when you start with your explanation as to what accounts for the difference in the numbers. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Please just stay with us.
That we had under President Akufo-Addo at some point. That when you come to the presidency, in addition to the 125 ministers that we had under President Akufo-Addo at some point, there was a time when they had up to 361 staff. And I'm not talking presidential staffers. The staff of the office of the president, that is the political staff, are grouped into 2 or 3. There are presidential staffers. I heard somebody say that presidential staffers acted as deputy ministers. No, they are not. In terms of entitlements, they are equivalent to ministers, presidential staffers. So when you hear somebody referred to as a presidential staffer, in terms of entitlements, they don't function as ministers. But in terms of what they earn and their package that goes with their office, they are equivalent to ministers. Presidential aides are equivalent to deputy ministers in terms of their service conditions. And then there are political staff.
abusuafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace nkwala nyema nyina fie enyi Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase yonkwala shoes yonkwala duane yonkwala wipes nkwala diapers nkwala toys baby cot in fact the bia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's a new. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come tum preko.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by a man strain, Nesasu Mama Hoto so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Healthy soil is where every great harvest begins. At ACAP, we turn waste into wealth, producing rich organic compost made right here in Ghana for our farmers and our future. Whether you are planting small or big, ACAP compost improves your soil, boosts your yields, and saves you money. Even in your own home garden, give your soil life naturally. ACAP compost, from waste to wealth.
Are you weary of land disputes and never-ending legal battles? It's time to claim a legacy that truly belongs to you. Welcome to Rehoboth Havens, where we simplify the journey to home ownership for Ghanaians, whether you are at home or abroad. Located in the Tranke Hills of Ayimensa Damfa, our community offers stunning vistas of the Pediasi Ebri Mountains. Experience peace of mind in our secure, gated community, thoughtfully designed for your comfort amidst beautifully landscaped surroundings and premium recreational spaces. At Rehoboth Social Housing, we are here to turn your dreams into reality. With just 30% deposit, move into one of our ready-to-occupy homes today. We will extend your remaining balance over 5 years, providing the flexibility and assurance your family deserves. Choose from our modern 2-bedroom homes, the luxurious 3-bedroom Sunbay, or our spacious 4-bedroom detached residences. Starting at just 675,000 Ghana cedis, your dream of home ownership is finally within reach. Don't wait any longer. Call us today at +233 55 375 1933 or +44 7917 376631. Rehoboth Social Housing, your housing dream.
This is a chance of a lifetime. Opportunity. Your opportunity. Let's build Ghana together. Come on, let's go.
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the streets to colors worn with honor, from powerful reunions to legacy projects that will stand forever. Metro TV asked one bold question: which school truly owned the legacy in 2025? Welcome to School's Homecoming 2025. Who is who? Send your school name, convoy videos, speech and prize giving highlights, and your 2025 legacy projects to 0550 090 702. School's Homecoming, my school, my pride. This event is sponsored by Zoom Lion and Appointed Time Printing. School's Homecoming 2025 is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and Metro Digital.
Cuts at the presidency and restructuring and all of that. Restructuring in the fiscal year.
All right, thank you very much, Agosia. On the savings that have been made arising out of the cost-saving measures that President Mahama has introduced, I'm not sure that I put a specific figure on it. I don't recall ever putting a specific figure. What I can say for certain is that significant savings have been made, and it's not difficult to see why this is so. So, for instance, let's use 2 reference points. There was a time when we had, 125 ministers or so under the Akufo-Addo administration. Currently, we have 58. It should have been 60, but for the unfortunate tragedy that occurred on August 6th. Now, even if you pegged the figure of 60, and you did an analysis of what it would require to keep 125 people at posts as ministers and deputy ministers, that alone is significant. Let me give you practical examples. So every minister of state, indeed, if I show you my appointment letter, you will see that there are things that you are entitled to enable you to do your work. One of them is a 4-wheel drive, a Land Cruiser. You are also entitled to a saloon car. These are duty post vehicles. They are not vehicles that are gifted to you. You use them as and when. But often it is the case that a new one is procured, because invariably by the time that a new government comes, what exists may not be roadworthy or may not have the capacity to perform at the high level that is expected. So often a new one will be procured. You are also entitled to accommodation. And that means that existing government bungalows would have to be refurbished for you to move in. If you are not given a bungalow, then you are given 20% of your basic salary as rent allowance every month. And it is at market rates. In addition to that, if you check my appointment letter, you see that you are entitled to fuel, a certain amount of fuel every week. And then there's a salary that you take, which these days is consolidated to include other perks and emoluments. And then in the days that ex gratia held sway, you will be paid ex gratia, which is 4 months out of every year that you serve in office. Now, the price of one Land Cruiser at current market rate, a standard Land Cruiser that a government official of the rank of a minister or deputy minister must use, is about $120,000, and I'm sure you all know it. There are some that are more expensive, but I think the standard one is $120,000. A saloon car of the sort that the minister or deputy minister would use is about $50,000 to $60,000, depending on the brand that is purchased for you. Now, if at a point there were 125 ministers, and now there are 60 or even 50, let's say 60, just for purpose of analysis, it means that you are avoiding purchasing 65 Land Cruisers at a unit cost of $120,000. You are not going to buy 65 saloon cars at a cost of between $50,000 to $60,000. You are not going to have to spend money refurbishing 65 bungalows or paying, in lieu of that, 20% of basic salaries of 65 people as rent allowance every month. You don't have to pay fuel. And you know how much it costs to fill a Land Cruiser in a saloon car. So you don't have to pay that. And then you don't have to pay salaries of those people. You don't have to bear their travel costs and other things that they are entitled to. And then when they finish their service, you don't have to pay ex gratia to 65 people. When you put that together, you are talking of tens of millions of Ghana cedis. And that is just for ministers alone. When you come to the presidency, in addition to the 125 ministers that we had under President Akufo-Addo at some point, there was a time when they had up to 361 staff. And I'm not talking presidential staffers. The staff of the office of the president, that is the political staff, are grouped into 2 or 3. There are presidential staffers. I heard somebody say that presidential staffers acted as deputy ministers. No, they are not. In terms of entitlements, they are equivalent to ministers, presidential staffers. So when you hear somebody referred to as a presidential staffer, in terms of entitlements, they don't function as ministers, but in terms of what they earn and their package that goes with their office, they are equivalent to ministers. Presidential aides are equivalent to deputy ministers in terms of their service conditions. And then there are political staff who are staff of these staffers and presidential. For example, if you go to the president's office, there's the president himself, there is the chief of staff, there's a secretary to the president, there's a legal counsel, and then there are other senior advisors. These advisors don't work alone. They also have staff that they work with. So if you put all of that together, there was a point that we had about 361 under President Akufo-Addo. I think about 41 staffers or so, who by virtue of that position would be entitled to the conditions of service of ministers and deputy ministers. So the 125 Land Cruisers would come with another 40 Land Cruisers and 40 saloon cars, 40 bungalows, or 40 sets of payments of, rent allowance, 40 sets of payment of fuel for every week, and then all the other conditions that they are attached. So you do not really need a soothsayer to tell you how colossal the cost to government was to have that number of people. The fact and reality now is that we have fewer people in government now than we did under the previous administration. So significant savings have been made. That cannot be disputed. That must be placed on record. The second bit is about the chief's compound. Now, it is not my policy I spoke about it, announced it, but it is government policy. What it is that Akosia, this year, and indeed if you followed the budget for 2026 carefully, you find that government.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm still here with Kofi Tonto, who is a political aide to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and also a member of his, one of his spokespersons as well, deputy spokespersons. Also here with us is Dr. Samuel Aye, who is a medical doctor and a presidential aide in charge of government communications. He's also here with us on Good Morning Ghana. So, Kofi, I think you were, no, it was Doc who was, yes, Kofi's asked some questions. He's waiting for some answers, so if you can deliver those answers to him so that we can move on.
Yes, thank you very much. It must be put on record on this platform that Kofi has peddled a lot of untruths, and we need to set the record straight. First of all, he says that in 2024, their budget for Ministry of Information was 6 million. That is a lie. In fact, I have sent you, I don't know whether your producer can project it.
We'll put it out shortly.
The appropriations bill for 2024. Indeed, when you look at it, I don't know whether your producers can project it. Information Ministry.
Please put it up for everybody.
Information Ministry.
That's it. Here we go.
Compensations. Information Ministry was 148 million.
Compensation?
Yes.
Alone. Okay.
This is Government of Ghana funded. Compensations alone, 146 million. Goods and services, 8 million. 31 non-financial assets, 70 million. Total, 226 million Ghana cedis. So it is a lie if you come and sit on Metro TV Good Morning Ghana and say that in 2024, Government of Ghana only gave 6 million Ghana cedis to Information Ministry. It is not true. And so the 126 people I made mention of, it has reflected in the budget that you have given. You understand the point I'm making? So that must be put aside. That agenda of you people creating an impression to the public that we claim that we are not employing more, but we are spending more, it is not true. It is a lie. Number two, I told you that under the MPP, there were about 4 people who were appointed under the Agric Ministry as deputy ministers.
You said 7.
Please.
That's what you said.
Yes,
I wrote it here.
I said that.
You said 7.
Listen. I said that in the management of Agric alone, there are about 7.
Yes.
Let me mention.
So I said 7.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. I said that the deputy ministers, together with their ministers of state, they add up to 7. That's what I said. Why? Didn't we have Dr. Osu Efria-Kuto as Agric minister? You said that you were out of the country, you were in the US. Maybe they didn't tell you that they had this number of deputy ministers. Look, George Odro, he was deputy minister in charge of horticulture. Go and check between 2017 and 2020. Dr. Sagre Bambaji, he was deputy minister in charge of annual crop. Honorable Kennedy Osenyako, deputy minister in charge of perennial crop. Under President Kufuor. There was Dr. Jili Nura, Minister of State. There was, all under Greek, there was Francis Kingsley Atukuju. He was Deputy Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development. Listen, I'm making a point. I'm saying that I've mentioned all the, how can you be in a country, you appoint Deputy Minister for Horticulture, Deputy Minister for Annual Crop, Deputy Minister for Perennial Crop, Minister of State in charge of Agric, and a Minister of Agric. Then you turn around to criticize another government that government is a Koshoko government. How can we encourage a situation like this? And so you want to create parallels between President Kufuor's insatiable taste in bloating the government, and you want to compare it to President Mahama and create classmates out of it. We are never going to do that. And he made mention of the compensations and budgetary allocation to presidency has increased. For the avoidance of that, look, the Information Ministry has now been turned into Government Communication Ministry. It is now under the presidency. And the Honorable Felix Kwacho Fusu did it, and he demonstrated to the people of Ghana. Under the Government Communication Ministry, there is Information Services Department. They have about 2,000 staff. There is GBC. Go and check the numbers of their staff, thousands of them. There is Ghana News Agency. They have staff. There is New Times Corporation. And there's another one that I've forgotten. All of these workers are now receiving their salaries under the government Office of Government Machinery structure. And so all those compensations that are going, they are not because President Mahama has suddenly appointed thousands of employees. For that matter, compensations have to be paid. So it's not true. Number two, national security. For the purposes of budgetary allocation. Now we don't have a Ministry of National Security. For the purposes of budgetary allocation, their compensation and what have you were put under Office of Government Machinery. The national security is made up of the external departments. They have staff. National Signals Bureau, thousands of staff. We have the BNI now for the NIB, formerly of BNI. All these entities, they have their compensations, goods and services, capex and everything under the Office of Government. So it is not easy. You people, you know, and I'm not surprised you are telling this for us because the Honorable Kojo Ponkroma did say, and he was the Minister of Information when they were in government. He knew all these facts. He knew that what he was saying was not true. But he came to Parliament and lied to the people of Ghana that government budget has bloated. Look, the 78 million that was allocated for Office of Government Communication, like I said, largely is compensation of GBC workers, Information Services Department workers, Ghana News Agency workers, and what have you. And so it is not true. You people, you know the facts. When you come and sit on platform like this, you must be candid and honest so that we do not throw that into the people of Ghana. But it must be put on record that when it comes to the Kosciuszko government, it is your government that did that. President Akufo-Addo told us that he needed to appoint 124 people before he can rule this country. The agreed ministry I mentioned, they ended up in 2022, October, the food inflation was about 43%. Food inflation of 43% with about 7 people manning agreed alone.
53%.
Today, I'm talking about food inflation.
Food inflation.
Food inflation. 2022 October. Go and check.
Okay.
Go and check.
You go ahead.
Yeah, go and check. Yes, you can go and check. You did all that. Today we have only a minister and his deputy. And look at the food inflation.
You see?
You understand? So let me make my point.
All right.
So it is not true. I can tell you that in few days from now, government will send the number of presidential staffers and presidential appointees at the presidency to Parliament. It will be nowhere closer to the murder that the MPP committed when they were in government. And they want to find a justification for it, and that is the problem.
Okay.
They have not been able to learn from their mistake. They are still in denial, and they think that it was propaganda that the NDC did that thrown them away. But you know that your economic records show that you were the worst ever, and for that reason, the people of Ghana voted against. So it must be put on record.
Kofi, you know what? We can use 10 hours to litigate
yes,
this.
but there are certain things I have to cover. Very quickly, I won't take even 2 minutes.
Okay.
How many ministers did we have in 2022? Because the 125 he references is the first term.
Right.
Was 2022 first term? You just sat here and lied. Complete falsehood. 2022 was not first term. The 120 was actually 111 ministers in first term. Yet you want to lie and muddy it under 2022, which was second term. So, and then you talk about food. No. Please, let me finish my subject. The second argument you make about food inflation, that was the height of global crisis. Do you recall issues with fertilizer on Ukraine, etc.? That was the height of it. So how do you cite an outlier as your basis for your argument? So it's a lie. Then you talk about, you just brought a budget here to talk about Ministry of Information, etc., etc. Are you saying that we didn't pay ISD?
No, you said that it was 6 million.
Are you saying that we didn't pay ISD?
6 million is 226.
No.
So you must
no. First of all, let's bring that 74 million. You see, when people peddle falsehood, let him show you that that same 74 million paid the thousands of ISD workers he's talking about. Is that what you are telling me? That ISD workers and GBC workers somehow had a budget of 126 million as salaries mainly, you said. Then somehow the same number of workers, their salaries reduced to 74 million. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't get the point.
He's saying that under Ministry of Information, under Kojo,
yes,
the budget was 200 and something million, right?
It was 267.
67 million. And he said
so
that
it was 226 for government of Ghana, and the IGF contributed to the rest of them. So
right. That's fine. That's fine. We are talking about what the monies were used for.
Okay.
And definitely that monies were used to pay ISD and all of these people under Ministry of Information. Then you come and tell us that under your term, you have 74 million. And you are using that 74 million to also pay ISD workers, GBC workers, etc. So Akufo-Addo used 240 million to pay the same people, and you are using 74 million to pay the same people.
Yes.
How's that possible?
Very possible.
That's a lie. Because salaries of government workers don't reduce. That's a lie. You just sat here and lied.
But who said that?
You just lied. I just caught you.
Okay.
So tell me how you use 74 million to pay the same people. Look, you see what I did when I cited 6 million. I was talking about operational money. I was comparing operational money to operational money of government spokesperson. I was not talking about salaries and emoluments of ISD. Then you conveniently hide it and come and tell me. Sammy, we are not kids. We are not kids.
What are you talking about?
No, I just gave you a simple logic. We have let's do a simple mathematics. We have 1,000 ISD workers, for example. I use 240 million cedis to pay those workers. But in law, salaries of civil servants don't reduce. So what it means is that it can only go up or stay the same. But then you are telling me the same 1,000 people, you magically use 74 million to pay them. But how did you do that?
Not only compensation that is there. There's goods and services.
Fine.
There's capital expenditure.
Fine.
So
Okay.
what exactly?
No, the point I'm making is that let's even do whatever you are talking about. Your 74 is salary, is capex, is goods and services.
Yes, 78, yeah.
And the 240 is salaries, goods and services, capex, everything. Exactly, my brother. And I'm telling you that that is not possible.
So I'm saying
mathematically, that's not
so I'm
possible.
also telling
You lied.
So hold on.
You lied.
And you see, you have even worsened the case.
How did I worsen the case? How did I worsen
You
the
have
case?
worsened the case
How?
in that your time. You were not even, let's assume you were not even paying compensation of GBC, ISD, but you still appropriated 226 million. And
No, I didn't say that. You didn't understand me.
So what were you saying?
I just told you that I'm talking about operational money of the ministry.
And I'm saying that a new ministry has come.
Yes.
We have operational money, compensations, goods and services, but we are still managing 78 million.
No,
and we are doing even better than you.
No, you are not getting it. I mean,
So what are you saying? You see, your fundamental point was that it was 6 million. There is no evidence.
No. Hold on. I said 6 million.
What is the evidence that 6 million was allocated to the ministry? What document have you produced?
But I can provide document.
They have given you the appropriations bill. I have given you the appropriations bill.
Let me finish my submission.
So you cannot
Sammy, let me finish my. Because we have to move on.
You made the point.
We have to move on. The point is this.
Let me see if I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
What you're saying is it's a very simple issue. You are saying that during your time, and as the documents will show, or as the data will show, 267, everything together, you spent 267.
That's what he's saying.
No,
but the appropriations bill. I'm not the one saying this. Are you doubting the
Let me see.
Okay, 267. Now that's 267. Let me just walk our viewers through. So you have management administration, you have general administrating and finance, you have human resource, information management, you have electronic media services, information gathering and dissemination, grand total, everything comes down to 267. So that's the breakdown. Okay. Now, you want to know, because Dr. Samaye is saying that 267 that you, for all intents and purposes, spent on government communications, information and government communications, they are spending close to about 74, meaning on the same expenditure,
same
74.
budget lines.
You want to find out that how come that 264 dropped drastically to 74.
Yeah.
That's the question you
That's
want.
the question.
What has changed?
Yes.
Because as far as you're concerned, the number of workers
remain the same or even more.
Good.
Yeah.
And we haven't been told that anybody's salaries have been reduced, because that would be illegal.
It can't be.
No, I understand. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. That would be illegal.
Yeah.
So then let's then give Doc the opportunity to respond to a legitimate question you're asking.
So
how did it move from 267 to 74? What magic did the government of today do?
Yeah, I would know.
Yes, so fundamentally, His Excellency the President did his allocations and reallocations of these ministries.
Okay.
And put these agencies under government communication. And I have mentioned to you the civil servants under these ministries. I have outlined their compensations. I've forgotten now whether 30, 40 or 30. I've forgotten. But compensations were under it. Capital expenditure were under it. Goods and services were under it. Ministry of Government Communication. Kofi made the point that under the MPP, it was only 6 million that was allocated to Ministry of Information. You see, and he has not been able to say that he didn't say that.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But what he said,
I have shown you.
He's not said he didn't say 6 million. His point is that the 6 million was in specific reference to operational costs or operational expenditure.
Because I was comparing.
Now, what do you know? So we have a figure here. Do you have a contrary figure to this 200?
I don't have. No, I don't. Because this was a conversation that came up.
Yes.
So my point is, what we should do is tell us from the appropriation how much was to compensation out of the appropriation.
So you have, I guess that you're talking about. So that's human resources. Yeah. Comes down to 6 million. That's human resource. 6 million. CDs spent on human resource, and then
there should be a section for compensation.
Well, no,
there's a section for compensation, but you see, which people
it's not here, is it? It's not here.
Oh, is it?
I see
first column.
The first column, management and administration, right?
No, the column.
It should be the highest.
Sorry. So it was about compensation of employees under human resource.
Yeah.
That should come down to
140 something.
It should be the highest.
No, usually, yes, 140.
So
which people were they paying?
But that's information management, right? Under compensation of information management. That's 142.
Yes.
So that's not compensation. That's not
compensation of employees. So they titled it management and administration, information management, 2 line items. And so it means that the institutions are under these.
Okay. I have to even see the.
But see, the point is that Moro.
But my brother, you are done. I'm just wrapping up. No. You asked me a question. My point is that whatever appropriation they give, typically in ministries, compensations are higher.
Okay.
So out of that 240, I bet you about 70% of that value is compensation. If about 70% of that value is compensation, you do the quick math, you are looking at about 160, 170 or so for compensation alone. Okay. What it means is that in future expenditures, especially when you account for increase in salaries, because every year there is some increase. Just last year they did 9%. A review. And we did about, I think about 20% for the previous year. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you have to even account for the compensation increase. So what it means is that for all intents and purposes, salary value will increase. It will not decrease. But Sami is telling us that under their watch, they used 74 million to pay everybody, to pay capex, to pay goods and services. I'm saying that mathematically, that's not possible.
Moro.
Okay.
So I was only comparing operational value to operational value on your side. You can easily say that, okay, our operational value was this. But you can't tell me that you used 74 million to pay all of them. But that was what happened. Then what it means? Then what it means is that you have
members of parliament contributed.
What it means it doesn't matter. What it means is that you have then segregated the payroll. So you have probably taken some people out of Ministry of Government Communication.
I get what he's saying, but the point I'm making is that so the question you should be asking that which people were they paying without 226?
ISD.
Which people? No. Let me make my point. Let me make my point.
I fall under ISD. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let me.
So help me explain something.
Yes.
Did the political appointees, some of the staffers, were they included in government information? The whole the government information architecture, where the political appointees like presidential staffers, I don't want to mention it, but you get it. Felix mentions 361 presidency.
Yes.
Were they included in the information ministry?
So the presidential staffers are staffs of the presidency.
Right.
They are under
So they are
office of government. No, they are not part.
Good. So
the 226 million, you should be asking them exactly
how the money was spent.
Yes, and
so your point,
which people were they paying?
Okay, so
that amount of money.
Okay, so your point is that you have taken over.
Yes,
and you have realized that the 267 million cedis, which was used to pay information
for allocation for information
dissemination, information ministry.
Yes,
you have been able to spend 74 million on that same expenditure line item. 78 million.
We have been able to do that, and it has been seamless. We should be asking Kofi.
So your point is, how was the NPP spending 277 million on an
information ministry
on an expenditure which should cost about 78 million?
Exactly.
Yeah, but
this is a question you should be asking.
No, Sammy.
And Kofi should be able to provide us the answers.
You see, Sammy, there is a fundamental thing you should know.
What is the fundamental thing?
Which is, by law, by labor law, salaries cannot decrease.
You should even be investigating that compensation you were paying at 142 million.
Okay. What do you mean?
Yes.
So he suggested that there's a leakage. He suggested there was a leakage.
There was a leakage.
There were some monies that were being siphoned somewhere that nobody's aware. That's what he's trying to suggest.
You see, but
the point is,
so we need
government communication ministry
data to be able to.
The data I've given you is a complete. This is a professional. Okay, that's 2025.
Exactly.
And they will say, okay, on CAPEX they used to spend Y. We are spending X.
But I'm saying that under government communication. You see, the point is that Kofi have done post facto rationalization. He initially said that the budgetary allocation for information ministry was 6 million. When you got him to a corner, he said operations. Why is the evidence that you have not been able to provide any documentary evidence? I have done so and demonstrated to you.
You haven't demonstrated anything. You haven't demonstrated anything. Please stop it.
Kofi.
What I was doing was talking about operational money.
It is post facto rationalization. When you were talking, you didn't say operational money.
But Sammy,
you said that budgetary allocation for information.
Sammy, too.
I worked. I will not allow you to.
Let me finish. No, I'm not shifting.
Yeah, you are.
I worked at the Ministry of Information. Let me finish.
But you say you were out of the country.
I was under. You didn't listen to me. I said, first, I was under ISD as head of information. Then I came back as government spokesperson.
Okay.
So I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And what I'm telling you is that it is not true. Yes, it is not true. So we can move on. Sammy, if you want, God willing, next week.
Just 10 seconds.
Sammy, God willing,
nobody is talking about government putting in place measures to worse off employees. We are talking about how that 226 million was spent. This is a fundamental question. And you will not be able to answer.
Would you be interested in commissioning some kind of an audit into how the money is
spent? Yeah, if you claim that
I don't have to see, I'm not the one that does.
Then you are saying
I believe that
you have a right as a citizen.
Yes, I get, but you also have the right. But you
to seek information, you can seek it.
No, hold on. The gentleman, hold on.
You should have the right to do that. You should have the right to do that.
From everything you have said, the impression I'm sure our viewers
that
will
we
get
are
is
we are spending less.
far less. So now we need to understand
we are being prudent.
what has accounted for this.
Yes.
Now, if we need to understand what has accounted for this, it will be important for us to see the two sets of data that says, okay, and the MPP, X was spent on this, Y was spent on that, A was spent on this, and the NDC, it was spent on that. We can look at the two and say, oh, so this is where the reduction is coming from. So let's do that.
That's fine.
So it will help.
Next week,
it will help.
I mean, next week we can do that.
Yes, we can bring the data and interrogate it so that we get to know exactly what's happening. Because we're not helping our viewers with
exactly. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
So let's move on and look at a very important development as far as our democratic governance is concerned, or constitutional democracy is concerned. Yesterday, the Supreme Court delivered a verdict, and it has to do with the Pandai seats. The Daily Graphic today captures it on page 13, and it says that this reporter called Jocelyn Kafu Inyaji is reporting the Supreme Court has quashed the decision of the High Court in Tamale that nullified the 2024 parliamentary election results for the Pandai constituency in the northern region. The decision on the application filed by the Member of Parliament for Pandai, Matthew Nyendam, was taken by a majority of 4-1, with Justice Gabriel Puaman dissenting. Justices Amadou Tanko, Yoni Kulinde, Samuel Asiedu, and Henry Anthony Kofi were on the majority side. The Apex Court consequently set aside the November 24, 2025 judgment of the High Court Tamale together with all consequential actions and orders that arose from the decision. The Supreme Court indicated that the full reasons for both the majority and the minority decisions would be filed at the registry at the court on February 6, 2026. In delivering the ruling, the court requested that the High Court's decision be brought before it for the purpose of being set aside, and same was accordingly quashed. The court sitting yesterday was without arguments from the parties. Only the justices were present to deliver the verdict. Top figures of both the NDC and MPP, the two contending parties in the case, were present. The Electoral Commission was represented by its lawyer, Justin Sambenuve. And outside the courtroom, members of the MPP burst into a party song with Mr. Nyendam smiling broadly as they basked in the court's victory. The High Court in Tamale had earlier annulled the parliamentary election results for the Pandai constituency and ordered a fresh election. Following the High Court's decision, the EC suspended preparations for the by-elections pending the determination of the matter by the Supreme Court. The case was filed at the Supreme Court for review. The applicant challenged the jurisdiction of the High Court, contending that the election petition was filed outside the period prescribed by law. Now, when the case came before the Supreme Court, counsel for the applicant urged the court to set aside the High Court decision on the grounds that the proceedings were a nullity. Counsel for the respondents opposed the application, while the Electoral Commission also made submissions on the basis of the Gazette notification relied on by the High Court. The Supreme Court subsequently reserved its ruling after hearing arguments from all the parties. So, Kofi, what do you make of this?
Sami and his party were trying to steal the seat.
Okay.
And then the Supreme Court said, stop it. Look, this morning I wrote a piece on this issue, and anyone who has time can go on my Facebook wall and read it. You know, Section 18.1 of the PNDC law 284, makes a very categorical statement. It says, an election petition shall be presented within 21 days after the date of the publication in the Gazette of the results of the election to which it relates. Basically, what the law is saying is that if we go into an election, let's say Sami and I are contesting at the same parliamentary level, let's say Metro TV constituency. We go into the election, I win the election, Sami claims, oh, Kofi didn't win the election. The law says that Sami has a right to go to court to seek redress, but he must do it within 21 days after the results have been gazetted, because the EC will go through all the calculations, everything, gather all the necessary documents, and then gazette it, so it becomes record, official record. The EC gazetted on 24th December 2024. What it means is that from 25th up to 21 days, if Sami wants to go to the court and challenge my victory, he has a right to. But it has to be within 21 days after the date of Gazette. The Supreme Court, in its own ruling, which is Ernest Kumi, may his soul rest in peace, just last year, confirmed this law by saying that indeed, if you want to file, it has to be within 21 days. Then Pandai happens. The EC gazettes the results 24th. Then the candidate, the NDC candidate, files a petition, which is his right, except he filed it 31 days after Gazette. So it was outside of the mandatory or statutory requirement. So the Supreme Court is saying that the moment that case was filed, the Tamale High Court should have thrown out that case. The Tamale High Court didn't have jurisdiction to even sit on the case because it was illegal ab initio. Nevertheless, the Tamale High Court not only did they sit on the case, they then ruled in favor of the NDC candidate. And then they sent or they instructed the EC to conduct another election. Then Agbang Bagben also instructed the clerk. The clerk wrote to EC that a new by-election should be conducted. And then we said no. So we filed several petitions, including a certiorari. We went to the Supreme Court for interpretation. And the Supreme Court said, you are right. The Tamale High Court didn't have a right, none whatsoever, to even sit on the case because the parliamentary candidate filed outside of the statutory 21 days. So this is a bogus case and they thrown it out. Immediately the Supreme Court threw out the case. The NDC went to town. Oh, even though we've lost independence, the judicial independence, you know, the Mahama courts are better, you know, but all manner of things, creating the impression that somehow this is the first time a Supreme Court is ruling in favor of the opposition. That is not true. From High Court to the Supreme Court, Atuforsen case at the High Court, they ruled in favor of Atuforsen. Is that not the case? Supreme Court also ruled in favor of the opposition on several occasions. That notwithstanding, the Supreme Court couldn't have done otherwise. So the whole argument of judiciary is back. I heard Franklin Kujo and then K. Kujo, you know, shouting and praising the Supreme Court. The judiciary is back. Independence of the judiciary. Look, the Supreme Court couldn't have done anything because that would have been destroying their own integrity. Because just last year, the same Supreme Court ruled that to file a petition, it must be within 31 days in the Ernest Kumi case. How can the Supreme Court go contrary? How can the Supreme Court do anything different? So the bottom line is that in any case, Moro, if there was judicial independence, what happened to that judicial...
We'll just put up your piece.
Oh, okay. If there was judicial independence, what happened to the judicial independence at the High Court? Why didn't the High Court exercise judicial independence? Why didn't the High Court do the right thing? A High Court commits such an egregious error, such a heinous crime, nearly taking away someone's right, knowing the basics of law, common sense. I mean, I'm not even a lawyer, but I would know that if the law says that you have to file within a certain number of days, and I don't file within that number of days, I am outside of my right. Yet the Tamale High Court glanced over this obvious error. God knows what was pushing the Tamale High Court. God knows what was influencing the Tamale High Court. But we have an idea. Because comments by Mustafa Bande and Mr. Computer, not Dr. Computer. I'm not talking about the doctor. I'm talking about Mr. Computer. Comments by them suggested that, of course, something ill had been done. some influence peddling had happened. Otherwise, it didn't make sense. So please, the 2 points that I'm making, one is that the High Court goofed and they did big time. 2, the Supreme Court didn't do anything special. In fact, they couldn't have done anything different. The Supreme Court had a duty to confirm their own precedents.
Okay.
The very thing they have said themselves just less than a year ago.
Okay.
That is all they did. And they couldn't have gone contrary to the law.
Okay.
So let's stop the noise about judiciary. But look, since Mahama came to power, Akufo-Addo in his all 8 years, with the accusations of packing the court, did 110 appointments in 8 years. From High Court, President Mahama now is almost 100 appointments in a year. So the judiciary is not back anywhere. If anything,
okay,
you now have an NDC judiciary.
How?
Oh, how saying? President Mahama told you that when he becomes a president, he's going to pack the court with his own people. Didn't you hear it?
But has he done that?
I just told you he's made over almost 100 appointments in less than a year.
But are they his people? Appointing people.
Okay, let's do simple interrogation.
Yes.
President Mahama meets NDC lawyers and says that Akufo-Addo has appointed his people. So let's work hard. This is on video. He was on a Zoom call with the lawyers. I guess he couldn't attend the event physically. I saw the video. He was on a Zoom call. So you pray and make sure we come back to power. We are also going to put our people in. So if President Mahama comes and he appoints Bafuboni as the Chief Justice, what is Bafuboni? Is he not an NDC Chief Justice? I didn't say President Mahama said he's coming to appoint his people.
So
if President Mahama comes and he appoints almost 100 justices, are they not NDC justices?
Kofi, I'm just saying that a declaration of intention,
yeah,
is it the same as the implementation or the execution of that same intention?
You see, I'm not a lawyer.
I'm just saying, I'm just asking because you see,
I'm not a lawyer.
And I have the video you're talking about where
I'm not a lawyer.
The president said, in order to ensure fairness, everybody must go.
Yeah.
I mean, the NPP lawyers and DC lawyers also deserve to be on the bench. Now, the question is that does the fact that he said that means that everybody who has been appointed is an NDC?
Do you trust President Mahama?
No,
do you trust President Mahama?
No, that's beside the point.
No, I'm asking you, do you trust President Mahama?
It's beside the point.
So, do you trust President Mahama?
I'm just saying that. It's beside the point. Whether I trust him or not. I'm just saying that that which he said he would do, is that what he has done?
My brother, when President Mahama came to power, within 120 days, within a certain number of days, they did a press conference. These are the achievements we have made because President Mahama said it and he has done it. So, in fact, one of the things that they credit President Mahama for is that he's delivering on his promises.
Okay.
If President Mahama made a promise to pack the court with his people, and their own utterances are that President Mahama is delivering on his promises, whom am I? Whom am I?
Logical inferences or logical deductions does not make something factual. That's the point I'm trying to make. Look, you are entitled to make your logical inferences and deductions. Somebody has said something today, something's happening today, you think it is because there's a nexus, which is fine.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that when you make it factual and you say Justice Bafuboni is an NDC judge, then it becomes a bit problematic.
My brother.
Do you get a point?
My brother.
Unless you know it for a fact that the man is a card-bearing member of the NDC.
Was Justice Tokonu a card-bearing member of the NDC?
I've always held the same opinion, that if you don't know something as a fact, don't say it.
No, you see.
But people are free to express an opinion based on the set of facts.
Do I have a right to hold the president to account on his own words?
Of course you do.
And I'm holding the president to account of his own words.
So you're asking, so you see, there are two different things.
Yeah.
If you're telling President Mahama that he said something in the past, he must do it, that's different.
No, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. I'm not saying that. I am saying that President Mahama says something and he has done it.
How?
I'm not saying he must do it.
No, how do you know he has done it?
He has done it by appointing people. He said, when I come, I'm also going to pack the court with my people. And he has done that.
I get all of that. In fact,
has he not packed the courts?
I get it. But the point I'm trying to make is this, that what he said he will do
Yes.
Has he done it?
What tells you that he has done otherwise?
I don't know.
Exactly, and I'm telling you, he has done exactly what he promised.
Prove to me.
Prove what?
That's all.
Prove what?
That the people who have been appointed are NDC judges. Can you prove?
I don't understand though.
Oh.
Moro, if you tell me I'm going to bring an MPP host and an NDC host on my show.
Okay.
And tomorrow 2 people appear. And I happen to be MPP. And you are telling me what?
It's a regular feature. I don't need to prove anything because it's a regular feature. It's always MPP and NDC. It's regular. It's known.
No. So you are telling me that President Mahama was just talking.
I haven't said that.
And then President Mahama just became a president.
No, I haven't said that.
Okay, so what are you saying?
I'm just saying that it is a fact that the president, when he was opposition leader, promised that he will also, he said, in the spirit of fairness, also give NDC people an opportunity to be on the bench. He said that. In fact, we have the video, we can play
exactly.
But the question then arises is that what he has done?
Do you know,
and I will say, yes,
do you know who the onus lies on?
So,
do you know who the onus lies on?
On who?
On the president. Because you see...
To walk his talk?
No, not just that. If the president did contrary to what he promised in affirming them, in handing the power to them, especially after they go through vetting, the president could have used that platform to correct himself and said that, oh, even though I said I'm going to bring my own people, the appointment I have made, this person is not my person. I have evidence that this person is not political, or this person is MPP, or this person is NDC. The onus lies on the president to correct himself.
Why?
Moro, if you tell me...
That's too much work.
How is that too much work? And that is why it is not right for a leader at that level to make such comments.
Okay.
But once you make those comments, you will be held accountable for your comments.
All right.
And the comments the president made was that I am going to pack the courts with my people.
So your suspicion. So you see, it's words, it's nomenclature, semantics. I'm just saying that if you say that you believe that those who have been appointed are NDC judges.
To help you, okay, I'll say I believe.
That can pass.
Okay, if that will make you happy.
Factually, now,
if that will make you, I believe Chief Justice Bafo Boni may be an NDC appointee. If that makes you happy.
No, it's not about me. It's not about me.
Is it moral?
All right.
The president may not even be happy with you.
Why?
Because he has made a categorical statement and you are challenging him.
The president has not come to tell me that what he promised has delivered.
In any case, that was even beside the point. The point I am making is that, one, the NDC didn't have a case to start with.
Okay.
Two, the High Court goofed. And then three, the Supreme Court had no other option but to do the right thing. It has nothing to do with independence. It has nothing to do with a reset. Right. It has nothing to do with the judiciary coming back.
Okay.
That's the point I wanted to make.
All right. Doc.
Yes, Moro, thank you very much.
Can you help us with the information that we are all seeking? He wants to know whether the judges that the president has appointed are NDC judges. But before you do, let me just say that we have a short break. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Don't go anywhere, please.
Respectful and polite is good. But is it enough? Our world could be a better place if more people stayed curious and were not afraid of trying.
These are important values for children to learn because no matter what surprises the future brings, curious, confident kids will change our world. Nido is specially formulated with iron, vitamin C, and A. Nido, your love, their future.
This advert is FDA approved. Watch it, not learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozing. I can say no ya konati and the more drink woman. Hey, but I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji, Dabio, baby womb. Ready? Hey, baby womb. Ah, Eji, I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral?
Say a Pesori insecticide GB at a user. Co pharmacy in a shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. FE spray with Daimwa.
Are you weary of land disputes and never-ending legal battles? It's time to claim a legacy that truly belongs to you. Welcome to Rehoboth Havens, where we simplify the journey to home ownership for Ghanaians. Whether you are at home or abroad, located in the Tranke Hills of Ayimensa Damfa, our community offers stunning vistas of the Pediasi Ebri Mountains. Experience peace of mind in our secure, gated community, thoughtfully designed for your comfort amidst beautifully landscaped surroundings and premium recreational spaces. At Rehoboth Social Housing, we are here to turn your dreams into reality. With just 30% deposit, move into one of our ready-to-occupy homes today. We will extend your remaining balance over 5 years, providing the flexibility and assurance your family deserves. Choose from our modern 2-bedroom homes, the luxurious 3-bedroom Sunbay, or our spacious 4-bedroom detached residences. Starting at just 675,000 Ghana cedis, your dream of home ownership is finally within reach. Don't wait any longer. Call us today at +233 55 375 1933 or +44 7917 376631. Rehoboth Social Housing, your housing dream.
Good morning, Mr. Ding.
Good morning, Ejako. And why do you keep staring at my rubbish container?
I'm surprised you're still using a bin without a cover. You know it can cause a mess.
My bin is just fine. Look, there is no leakage, still solid and robust. If you will excuse me, I have work to do.
Yo.
Dustbins are a great way of keeping trash off the streets and homes. However, the use of bins without fitting covers poses a challenge with stench from rotten items, flies, and scavengers. Keep the environment clean and healthy. Get dustbins with fitting covers.
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the streets to colors worn with honor, from powerful reunions to legacy projects that will stand forever. Metro TV asked one bold question: which school truly owned the legacy in 2025? Welcome to School's Homecoming 2025. Who is who? Send your school name, convoy videos, speech and prize giving highlights, and your 2025 legacy projects to 0550 090 702. School's Homecoming, my school, my pride. This event is sponsored by Zoom Lion and Appointed Time Printing. School's Homecoming 2025 is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and Metro Digital.
You're live Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moore. I'm here with Dr. Samaya, who's a member of the NDC's communications team, also for officially presidential aide in charge of government communications, and also Kofi Tonto, he's a political aide to Dr. Mahmoud Bami, and also one of his spokespersons as well. We're having a conversation about the Mandai seat, which has now been which the Supreme Court has delivered a verdict on. So what it means is that the MP for Pandai, to all intents and purposes, when Parliament resumes or comes back from recess, would take back its seat until further notice. So, but the other angle about the politicization of the judiciary and the argument he's been trying to canvass, which is that whether Ghanaians like it or not, the judiciary is not being tainted politically. And he cites the NDC's presidential candidate, who is now the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mohammed's comments that he made when he met a group of lawyers as basis to conclude that the judiciary has now been politically tainted. How do you respond to that, even before you come to the substantive Mandai issue?
And more, I'm happy about the questions you asked Kofi to substantiate it.
Okay.
You can spend the rest of the day here, he will not be able to do, because his claim cannot be substantiated, and you will only dabble in conjectures and suspicions and all manner of, comments, but he will not be able to substantiate it, and that's a fact. Indeed, one of the judges who were even promoted to the Supreme Court was Justice Sendin Seje. Was he part of the lawyers that President Mahama met? No. He was a judge long before that. And so it cannot be the case that the president is appointing or elevating NDC lawyers or NDC judges. Which of the NDC lawyers do you know have been appointed as a judge? Which of them? And so there can be no basis for it.
Okay.
And so that must be put aside. It's not true, it is unfounded, and must be completely dismissed. Number two, Kofi conveniently decides to do selective, presentation of facts as far as the elections or election petition in Pandai is concerned.
Okay.
Do you know that when the first Gazette was done on 24th December, a second one was done? Oh,
I'm told on the 6th of January.
On the 6th of January.
Understand how that happened.
Yes, and the Electoral Commission. So that's another debate we can have.
Yes.
The Electoral Commission.
Because we can't have two gazettes.
Exactly. The Electoral Commission should be. So those were the things we were complaining about the conduct of the Electoral Commission when we were in opposition. That apart from the fact that they are clueless and incompetent, they have tied their apron string to the MPP in order to benefit them. And I believe that going forward, those conversations can be had, and there will be no doubt about it. So the lawyers know that when there is an amendment of a law, the old one ceases to exist.
Right.
The new one now takes precedence, and reference is made to the new one. So the new Gazette, which was 6th January 2025, when you do that calculation, it means that the petition that the NDC filed was in order, was within time. But apparently, the MPP has managed to convince the Supreme Court to hold on to the 24th one. There's no difficulty. The judiciary is a highly respected body with respected independence, with one of the most elite people that we can have. There is no doubt about it. And we respect this decision. At the very least, you know that it was a 4-1 majority decision. There was one judge that dissented. Justice Palman. Yes. You and I can agree that one dissenting clearly shows that at least there was some merit in our case, and we are waiting for the reasoning behind the judgment to be made clear, so that the party will advise itself, will advise the candidate, and we will know exactly what to do going forward.
Because one of the things that I want to know, and I wasn't in court, but one of the things that I want to know is that if the date of the gazetting had changed from the 24th of December to the 6th of January, did did the EC communicate? Because obviously, before the NDC would have gone to court, they would have gone to the Ghana Publishing Company Limited to check whether to check the date of the gazetting, and I'm sure it was on that basis that the legal team for the NDC went to court.
Yes.
Now, if that has changed, why did they change it, and when did they change it, and what did they communicate to the parties that look, don't go with the 24th one, we have a new one. So those are the things that as a journalist, I just want to
the questions many Ghanaians will be asking. And going forward, I believe that we must look into all those things. The Electoral Commission probably will have to answer a few questions, and I'm waiting for that to happen. And so, like I was saying, we respect the decision of the courts, and we advise ourselves. We are waiting for the reason behind the judgment, and we'll do that. We respect, the position of the judge. But you see, today the chickens have come home to roost.
How so?
The minority leader of the MPP, the Honorable Afenyo Markin, took the judiciary to the cleaners and called the Tamale High Court a kangaroo court. Today, the same judiciary has given a judgment. The judiciary you call the kangaroo court, a respected minority leader that some of us respect, descended to the gutters and called a court of competent jurisdiction a kangaroo court. Today, the same court has given a judgment in your favor, and I can see MPP people jumping from one place or the other, benefiting from that judgment.
They couldn't have done
but minds can change. Opinions can change.
The point I'm making is that when you were a leader,
they couldn't have
let
done
me make my point. Let me make my point.
Right.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. Indeed, only 3 days ago, the minority leader went and held a press conference and said that the current Chief Justice has been put there to serve his paymasters. Meanwhile, he's the same judge that empaneled judges for you to sit on this matter, for you to win. You see the double standards and the hypocrisy? For you to benefit from it, for you to win. Is he saying that when they appointed former Chief Justice, they removed and sacked Chief Justice, the Tutokono, was she there to serve her paymaster? Was she there to serve President Kufuor and he, the Honorable Afenyo Markin? Because I know that the Supreme Court does not sit on Fridays. But under the MPP, the Supreme Court sat on Friday. The Chief Justice at the time sat on it. They brought the case at 10 a.m. By 12, a judgment was given on the day that the Supreme Court doesn't sit. And so, is he saying that the then Chief Justice was serving her paymaster, which was President Kufuor, and he, Afenyo Markin, and all the other people in the MPP? But you see, posterity has always been there. And I am happy that today, nobody can predict the outcome of a court or a Supreme Court ruling. In several months ago under the MPP, anybody at all, even if the MPP could sit on the platform and say, oh, we need a 5-0 and a 7-0. That was what birthed the name Unanimous FC. To a point that the National Security Minister at the time, Mr. Kendapa, actually had the opportunity to speak on a platform and was telling the judiciary that anytime they are giving a decision, it is in the favor of government. And that when they do that, especially when it is 7-0, 5-0, it feeds into the narrative that the judiciary is not independent. And the judiciary at the time had tied their apron strings to the MPP. But I am gratified today that we have seen about 2 cases government has an interest in that we couldn't win. And it is a sign that the predictability of the Supreme Court has changed. The narrative has changed. It is not the same under the MPP, and many people will have confidence in it. But you see, today the MPP is rejoicing. When the tables turn and cases are being delivered against their interest, they must be quiet and must not purport to scandalize and run down the very institution that gives them judgments of that nature. You understand? So we still believe that the trial judge in Tamale looked at the case and realized that a total rerun of the election will serve will be in the best interest of the people of Ghana, will be in the best interest of the people of Kwandai. But if the Supreme Court believes that it is not so, who are we? When judicial bodies rule, we are bound to go by it.
Okay.
But like I said, we are going to advise ourselves when the reasoning behind the judgment comes, and we will, as a matter of fact, explore all other legal avenues, especially to have a judicial review and all that, to make sure that we get a ruling that is in our favor.
All right, so let's spend the rest of the 10 minutes, to look at another major political event that's coming off this Saturday. And Metro TV is going to, as usual, we're going to bring you all the development, the political developments that you ought to know as far as the MPP's upcoming. We're going to go to, every nook and cranny of this country where the MPP has its polling, where the EC has its polling centers, and talk to as many people as possible, talk to analysts, talk to the political actors. They'll be in the studio, myself, Kwesi Friye, Michael Udrose, and everybody else who has been involved in political commentary or political reporting in this media house, the Ignite Media Group. Will bring you a comprehensive updates, the views, the reviews, the analysis, and all the things that you need to know as far as this is concerned. And so please join us on Saturday from 7 a.m. till Mama calls, till the last ballot is counted, is collated, and the EC makes a final declaration as to who has won the elections. And as you do know, the countdown is on. The countdown is on. Who becomes the next MPP flag bearer? We'll get to find out. I'm told that perhaps Kofi can confirm. I'm told by 2 p.m. The elections will have been over.
7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay,
Hopefully.
7 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I'm sure by 3:34, by 4 o'clock, we would have known who the winner is. Yes, this is a straightforward matter. I'm sure that even the camps, with the kind of setups that they will do, they will get to know whether they are winning and by what margin. So, fortunately for us, Kofi Tonto is in the camp of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, so he will give us just a few minutes of what we need to expect going forward. But as I'm sure you have been monitoring on most of the media platforms, the whole thing is turned down to science, polls, data as against spirituality, and prophecies and so on. And it's interesting, different prophets are making different prophecies. Some say Ken will win, some say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will win, and some say Dr. Brian Acheampong would win. The same prophecies, we're talking to the same God, are giving us different prophecies. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? But even with the polls, we've seen different polls giving us different outcomes. But of course, for us in Ghana, I think that for now, hate him or like him, he's the most credible pollster that we have at the moment. I'm talking about Musa Dankwa, who is polled Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to be getting some for 57% or so. There are some analysts, our own Paul Adumotri, I want to say our own, of course he works here at Metro TV, who has expressed some concerns that if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia gets 57%, that won't be good for him, because history has taught all of us that presidential aspirants over time increase their vote tally. And so if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia dips in line with what the Global Info Analytics post is showing, then he has something to be worried. It means that perhaps he doesn't have the full and emphatic support of the party as he would have wished. I don't know what Kofi Tonto will make of this. So Kofi, in just 5 minutes, put everything, okay, and then they were told Africa policy lens, the likes of Dr. Hayford, Dems, and what's the name of the other guy? There's one Professor Boedi and so on. Yes, they have given 56%. Again, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 56%. Oh, 69%. Okay, I sincerely apologize. 69%. So we'll see how that goes. So what's the target? And is your target based on what the prophets are saying, or target based on your internal polls that you've conducted? Just briefly.
Yeah, very quickly, Sammy. If anything has changed about the perception of the judiciary, it changed in your headquarters. It hasn't changed in anybody's mind. I just want you to know. Even your current AG was held in contempt for the utterances he made. You called Tokonu and MPP Women's Organizer. You said a lot of terrible things. Don't come and sit here and pontificate as though you are the purveyor of moral conscience.
I thought we had finished. I thought we
Now I just have to let Sammy know. Come and
You know
sit
he'll
here
respond.
and pretend to be some,
And then there's no
some
time.
holier than thou attitude. And you, the things you said about Tokon, you think you don't know. The things this guy said about Tokon. The things and your boss, Sammy Jemfi, said about Tokon. Please. Don't come and sit here and do that. Anyways, my brother, God willing, on Saturday, we go to the polls. I think it's been a gruesome...
5 minutes.
5 minutes, yes. 5 minutes.
It's been a gruesome electioneering. And I think if there's anything we have learned, is that the decision to hold this election as quickly as possible was a sound decision. Because the things I've heard, the things I have seen, have been quite disappointed. Even to the level of some of the candidates, their utterances have been very disappointing. So I'm just hoping that, God willing, on Saturday, we'll have a free and fair and peaceful elections, so we can select our candidate and move on.
Okay.
I am certain in my mind that my boss will emerge victorious. Of course, we lost an election and did so miserably. It was a terrible defeat, no two ways about it. But one thing is evident, that our defeat was not the problem of one person. Every data, every analysis shows that it was a collective loss. And the attempt by people to blame it all on Bawumia and his religion is disingenuous and dishonest. So my message to our delegates is very simple. Let's accept that when Ghanaians gave us 8 years, we did our best, but we couldn't do everything. Let's accept that in many instances, we did well. But then there are several instances where we disappointed Ghanaians. Disappointment is part of human life. When you make errors, you accept it and you make corrections. But to create the impression that the MPP was this perfect institution, the MPP or Nanado's government was this perfect institution, it did absolutely nothing wrong. Everything was on point, and somehow the only error we made was selecting a Muslim candidate. That is quite disrespectful to the conscience of Ghanaians. Quite disrespectful to the conscience of Ghanaians. Ghanaians know why they voted against us. The 2 million people know why they sat home. Let's empathize with them and come to the realization that we can come back on the back of admitting our challenges, admitting our errors, and forming a formidable force to contest again. Look, Ghana has made it clear, time and again, that they don't like chaos. From President J.A. Mills, even President Rawlings. He came in as a revolutionary leader, but Jerry Rawlings at a point had to sober up as a constitutional leader. J.A. Kufuor saying, Atta Mills had to even come in on the back of Asumdwehen. Then Akufo-Addo, his biggest challenge was that, Akufo-Addo was tagged as arrogant, Akufo-Addo was tagged as all manner of things. But eventually, Akufo-Addo had to position himself the way and manner Ghanaians wanted to see him.
Okay.
And then President Mahama. So it is evident that Ghanaians prefer a sober-minded, a humble, calm person to lead them.
All right.
Let's not be swayed by the wrong analysis that somehow Ghanaians prefer otherwise. They don't.
Okay.
They have told us time and again the type of leadership they are looking for.
Okay.
And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia represents that type of leadership.
Kwaku Kwarteng said that type of leadership has led us nowhere. The country needs
Actually,
a disruptor.
Kwaku Kwarteng doesn't know our history.
Okay.
Because if Kwaku Kwarteng knows our history, nobody has disrupted this country than Jerry Rawlings. If Kwaku Kwarteng knows our history, for 11 years we had a dictator as a head of state. What is more disruptive than that? Because if you become a president today, you become a president under a constitution. You can't do whatever you want. You can't fire people anyhow you want. So if Ghana is to talk about disruptive, vociferous, that kind of style he's referencing.
He's a tough person.
We've had it. We've had it for 19 years. 19 years. Then Kwaku Kwarteng doesn't know his history. And I'm telling you that time and again, Ghanaians have told us what they want. Even Rawlings had to sober up as a constitutional leader.
Okay.
To meet the standard Ghanaians wanted.
All right.
So that argument is neither here nor there.
Okay. All right.
Moro,
won't you chop your house matter?
First of all, let me.
Doc.
Hold on. First of all, we have to admit that about the only person that destroyed the judiciary was President Kufuor. He was the one that appointed MPP full soldiers and MPP communicators into courts in Ghana. In fact, there was one contestant who is currently in the Supreme Court. I think he was Central Justice Yaga. He was a parliamentary candidate on the ticket of the MPP in 2016. President Kufuor appointed him to the Supreme Court. I know a lot of MPP serial callers and communicators who sit on TV and radio and then were lawyers, and then Kufuor appointed them. That was our basis of saying that President Kufuor was politicizing the judiciary and weaponizing them against the opposition. And so you cannot doubt that fact on this platform. But you see, Moro,
talk to me.
I don't think there will be anything good that will come from the MPP flag bearership race. Nothing good will come for it. At the end of the day, they will elect one. Oh, let me make At the end of the day, they will be elected one person.
I'm telling you.
All the 5 people who are contesting in the MPP's race were part and parcel of the complete destruction and mess of a government that completely lost the election in 2024. Dr. Bawumia was the head of the economic management team. In fact, at the end of the day, he ran away from responsibility, and Kofi Tonton knows.
How did he run away?
On 7th of February 2024, he told us that decisions of economic management team are not binding on cabinet. It means that when he advises Akufo-Addo, he doesn't listen.
But that's a fact.
Let me make my point.
But how did you make that interpretation?
Let me make my point.
If something is not binding, does that mean that he doesn't listen?
He says that.
Stop the warped interpretation.
He says that he was the one in charge of 33 policies. But the ones that are no good, President Akufo-Addo himself, are you more insightful in the government than President Akufo-Addo?
What are you saying?
President Akufo-Addo said that the one who was managing the economy was Dr. Bawumia.
When did President Akufo-Addo?
On several occasions, Santa Maria. Listen. Let me make my point. President Akufo-Addo stood in Santa Maria and told Ghana that he has brought a smart, brilliant economy, Dr. Bawumia, who is coming to manage the economy.
Yeah, he was the head of the economy.
In fact, Dr. Bawumia had lectures and told us that, and mentioned all his economic management team members, that they were the ones he was working there. He was their chair. The senior minister was standing somewhere else and was, let me make my point. And so the responsibility of Dr. Bawumia in managing the Ghanaian economy is not in that.
Nobody has.
At the end of the day, he told us that after all the confidence President Akufo-Addo had reposed in him, when he advised President Akufo-Addo in cabinet, they don't take it. That is why the economy collapsed.
Where did Bawumia
let me make my point. No. Why you are talking about me? No, you don't want me to talk. You don't want me to.
Moro, you held me to account. Moro, where did Bawumia say that Akufo-Addo doesn't take what he says?
He says that the decisions of economic management team is not binding on cabinet.
How does that equate
those who are pointing fingers to him that he has destroyed the economy? It's not him.
Where did he say that? Tell me what he said.
You read a speech for all of us to hear.
I was part of the people who read and edited the speech. Tell me what in the speech.
Moro.
He's saying that Bawumia said
the decision
that he was
ENT.
that
it's not binding on cabinet.
Yes, he said that.
Why you say that? What does it mean?
What's proof of that?
But he said it.
No, it's not. I don't want. No. I don't want proof of the binding.
But what?
He is
but the binding is true.
He's in. Of course, he said it's not binding.
Yeah.
The challenge I had with you, where you are factual, and I said no, you can interpret.
The man said it. The man said it.
He said that's his understanding.
And in fact,
his understanding
of what he said
is that the people don't want to listen. Is that how? Is that what?
So if you start on the platform and say that you are the head of a community
medical school, no, medical school.
So let me make my point. I'm saying that he's a brilliant guy. Any objective person in Ghana, in fact,
you know how this platform.
I'm saying
Yes, talk to me.
They are member of parliament for Ejisu. He said that they went into a meeting and all of them, they told them that they should manage to extricate Dr. Bawumia from the economy. They did and it didn't work.
Who said that?
It was a strategy.
Who said that?
Ejisu MP.
Yes. He sat on the platform.
Watson said this.
Yes. At Oyeripa. They said, go and look at the video. They tried. It didn't work. So he's advising MPP delegates not to bring Dr. Bawumia. But I'm saying that all the candidates contesting in the election, none of them have the proven track record. And again, more finally, every election is a referendum on the incumbents.
Okay.
When the incumbent is performing, nobody will have any interest going to look for the opposition.
Okay.
Fuel prices, dollar, policy rates, all the indicator that shows that a government is performing has been achieved by President Mahama, and we are going to do more. And so what is the basis for going to do for an opposition leader like Dr. Bawumia?
I want to understand your interpretation of binding.
Let me make my point. Who has failed? Having failed, he has decided not to take responsibility and is shifting blame on the president who has reposed confidence in him. So why should any Ghanaian waste time on any candidate that the MPP brings? I know Dr. Bawumia will win because I know Dr. Bawumia will win because they have schemed the thing for him.
Okay.
Are you going to allow him to say this and get away with it?
Yes, it's true. He says he thinks.
But
it's an expression of his opinion. So
hey, Moro, which party
he claims that the thing has been you never said factually. You know them as NDC.
But he said it's true. Which party organization start from top to down?
Okay.
What has that got to do with it? So that's your understanding of skill.
Gentlemen, thank you.
When I talk about understanding of binding, you are fighting me.
We would. Okay, so
but we are waiting for him.
So no, gentlemen, our time is up. I'm sorry. Our time is up. So let's do this. Yes. So let's watch this.
On your campaign trail, I mean, what do the delegates tell you?
The delegates are basically looking for that one person that stands a better chance to win 2028 elections. That's what they care about. A political party is not a church. It's not a religious organization. It is a party that exists to win elections and govern. As long as you remain in opposition and you haven't won an election to govern, you don't deserve to call yourself what it is that you want to call yourself. So all the party people are dedicated. They are very focused in getting a leader that will win us power. And that is the driving force when it comes to a decision-making point. So the real decision-making point for the MPP delegates is who amongst you can win us power. And that's what they keep telling us. How do you intend to win power for the MPP? Why do you think amongst these 5 people, you are the best person to lead us for victory? That's the sort of conviction they want to have from the candidates. And that's what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia gives them.
I want to ask you one question. First of all, why should delegates vote for Dr. Bawumia? Because Dr. Barry Champons is campaigning on unity. You know, Kennedy Japan is campaigning on jobs. Community Japan is campaigning on going back to our roots. I mean, the MP going back to their roots. Oseya Wadichum Doctor is campaigning on education. I mean, training physicians and what have you. What exactly is the message from Dr. Bawumia?
He's campaigning on consistency and winnability. That's all. He's telling the delegates that I am the guy that can win power for the MPP in 2028. And this is my reason. I believe that in this country, political consistency is critical. In fact, the electoral sociology of this country shows that the one that has lost the previous election stands a better chance to win the next one than a fresh candidate. And that is something that has been established by data and facts. And so Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, having traveled this journey in the 2024 elections, has lots of experience. He has learned the ropes of the job. He knows where the potholes are, where the pitfalls are. He knows where to stop. He knows where to run. The mere fact that he is the most marketable amongst all the 5 candidates is the biggest advantage. Remember, winning the next election is the #1 decision-making point for the delegates. And they believe that amongst all the 5, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the easiest candidate to sell in 2028. Why? Because he's very well known. Why? Because a lot of people already connect with him. Listen, 2024 was one of the most difficult.
You're still live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. And, well, this show is also live on 94.1 FM. So let's bring an update on that big, massive event that we have been, advertising or been telling you about. It's about the school's homecoming. We have said that school's homecoming has become a big deal now in Ghana. I mean, when people are going back to their schools to go and basically give back to the schools what the schools have done for them as a way of showing appreciation for what the schools have done for them. It's become very, it's massive. It's a big deal where every school is trying to show what they've done for their schools and so on. And so what we've decided to do as a responsible and a caring and a thoughtful media house is to give our platforms to these schools to come and tell us more about their schools. First of all, why they are going back to school and what they are doing back for what they're giving back to their school, the legacy projects and so on and so forth. And so it's become extremely competitive. And many people have been calling us that, look, this is great, this is fantastic, they're loving it, and the bragging rights, unbelievable. It's all over the place where everybody wants to show that they're the best when it comes to doing something for their alma mater. So it's about owning the streets during homecoming. It's about unveiling a legacy project, and you're showing through alumni power. Then, as I did indicate, this is your moment. So Metro TV is putting together all that to test with the school's homecoming 2025 and who is who. And we said that if you want to be a part of this, please send your name or send the name of your school, the videos of your 2025 speech and prize giving day, your homecoming convoy, and also the 2025 legacy project. What we're doing is that we're starting with the 2025 2025 group. They are doing something, or they've done something for their schools last year, and so we want to showcase that and see and ask you to be the judge as to who's done the best for their schools. And then based on the verdict from the public, we will then will also reward them in a very befitting way. So send all of these things I've said to WhatsApp number 055-0090-702. The number again, 055-0090-702. So join the exciting conversations, the euphoria and the bragging on the school's homecoming on Metro TV and Metro Digital. The sponsors are Zoom Lion Ghana Limited and Appointed Time Printing. This is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and also Metro TV. So joining us this morning as the first part of, the first school we intend to talk to, the schools that, one of the schools that have responded to our call is it's a GSTS. Yes, GSTS. Yes, GSTS Alumni Association for 1995. I have Amakuji Eugene Gameli. He's here with us. Good morning. You're the Deputy Treasurer and President of the 1995 group.
Yes.
Sorry,
morning.
1995 group.
Yes.
Okay, good to see you. Good morning.
Good to
I
see
hope you're
you.
doing very well.
I'm doing fine, by God.
Yeah. So just let me bring in the other gentleman before I ask my first question. So also Cyrus Obendako.
Yeah.
Yes, you are part of the 2014 year group. Okay, House 5. You are the second Deputy General Secretary, President 2014. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So GST, what is the GSTS? What do you say? Would you have a slogan?
So stand tall.
Stand tall.
We are called giants. So we say stand tall.
I see. Why you call giants?
Yeah, because we have walked the journey of this nation.
Okay.
From colonial days, we supported the development of this country, the defense of this country, as well as a global transformation agenda.
Okay.
So we stand tall as giants. So that is what.
How big a deal is it when you're going back to school? I mean, how big deal is your homecoming? I'm talking about GSTS.
Okay, I would like to say a big thank you for giving us this opportunity, Metro TV, to come on air. But first of all, I'd like to say good morning to the headmaster of GSTS now, Reverend Dr. Obing, and also the leadership of GSTS, Alumni Association, in the person of giant architect Daniel Tay, for giving us this opportunity, as well as giant Tete Abekwe and the rest of the executive for giving us this opportunity to represent GSTS on this platform. Now, you said that why is it a big deal to go back to GSTS?
First of all, when you go, no, so the question to you is, how big a deal is it when you're doing your homecoming as GSTS? Because we saw that of PRESEC last year, and it got the whole town talking. We've seen some other schools. I don't want to mention the other schools, but I mean, I haven't seen that of GSTS before. So I'm asking, how big a deal is it to your homecoming?
I think GSTS pulls the crowd. Maybe the social platform on which you are is what matters. Everybody which social platform they belong to. Maybe where you are looking to is the schools that you are mentioning that you see over there. But GSTS is also riding the storms very high. And when we talk about GSTS, this is a school that was established far back in 1909. That have students started in Accra with the name of Accra Technical and Industrial School. That's the name of it. That was later changed to be called Government Technical and Industrial School. This is an institution that started training the first set of technical people in this country. That means that before KNUST was established, or even any technical university was established within the West African corridor, GSTS was the focus, giving 4-year training for technical and engineering training to people in this country. Now, if you look back from 1909 till today, GSTS have trained a lot of skilled people to feed into every technological discipline in this country. Looking back in those days, before KNUST and the rest came to the light, GSTS was the only institution that was producing people to support industry. When you take away the expatriates, that used to be the British colony leaders, GSTS was the focus. That means from harbor to the mines to all the industries that were running in those days before 1909. GSTS produced the manpower to feed in. So this is what we are talking about. Talking about the First World War, students and staff of GSTS fought in those days. Talking about the Second World War, students and staff of GSTS fought. And talking about winning even the Second World War, when they talk about victory to the West, GSTS was a campground for the British Royal Army, which is the British Royal Air Force. And that was where they coordinated and assembled aircraft to fight against the German army. That means most of the aircraft that were assembled to fight over West Africa and Africa were assembled over, was led by a team that was stationed in the premises of GSTS. And today, as we talk about GSTS, GSTS is one of the most equipped institutions in this country, from science lab to engineering labs. That's a metal workshop, carpentry workshop, and we're also talking about ICT labs, weaving drones. We're the only school in this country that is connected to satellite internet with a free Wi-Fi network covering the whole school, and with a plan also to come with an aeronautic stimulator system.
That's fine.
So when we talk about GSTS, it's a whole big deal. It's not just talk, but we have demonstrated that footprint. Having our motto as maintain earth menu, which means that with the mind and with the hand. That is why the school was earlier named Technical and Industry. Oh, that is the revolution we are talking about. So it's a whole big deal. It's not about the parades in town. It is about our delivery. And when you can look back to all the industries and institutions that have existed from 1909 till today, at the helms of leadership, you can see a GSTS person playing a major role. Now, let me bring you to another focus. When Nkrumah, Ghana became independent.
Because of time.
Yes.
If I give you, I mean, you would need a lot of time to tell us more about your school, but we don't have all day.
That's it.
But let me find out from you, Cyrus. Cyrus, have you done your homecoming yet?
Yes, we did it last year.
You
December.
did last year?
Yes.
December, okay. But you left in 2014.
Yes, I left in 2014.
How did you go?
Okay, so last year's homecoming was exceptional. Normally we do 1 week homecoming.
Okay.
So we start from Monday and end on Sunday. So from Monday, we welcome Giants to campus.
Okay.
So it started from the Monday. We had leadership seminar with the students throughout to Wednesday. So you see, the Friday was a holiday. So most Giants came on campus on the Thursday. And it was massive. We had a huge convoy. It hasn't happened in Takoradi before. Yes. So the Takoradi guys can call in and tell you the convoy that we had, a lot of cars. And you marvel, the videos can be shown for the viewers to see what really transpired on GSTS campus last year. And it was fun. At the Grand Deba, exceptional. A lot of awards for students. Then the year groups also met on campus. So there was a lot of fun last year, and it was really exceptional last year.
I see. So you left in 2014 and you did your homecoming last year.
Yes.
That means that you do it, 10 years?
Yes. That it wasn't my year's homecoming.
Because I wanted to be sure about that.
So my year's homecoming was in 2024.
Oh, 2024. That's 10 years after you left.
10 years after I left.
So that's the school's policy.
Yes.
You leave school 10 years later, you have to come and give back.
Yes.
Okay, that means you've given back a long time ago.
No, let me also indicate this. GSTS has a tradition, where we have homecoming every year.
Sure.
Because 2025 was our 30th anniversary.
Oh, in your case, it's 30th anniversary.
So we led the charge.
Okay.
So we have 95, 85, 75, even if there is a 65. And if you care to know, if there is a 55, and he can even hold his stick, they will come. Then we add the 2000, 2005, 10, and so there is a homecoming program for every year because at that December, somebody gets it. So it's a process. It's a process. We don't wait 5 years and we do one big show. No, every year. So even 2026, you will see us having another.
I see.
Because I cannot deprive another year batch of their 30th anniversary.
Right.
So they have to. And every homecoming starts with what we call the annual endowment dinner that we had in Accra. I believe you see the videos. It was at Aviation Social Center where Giants within Accra, and it's all over. People flew in from everywhere to participate. It was a very wonderful program. Then we went after, that was on the 1st of November. Then on the 1st of December, we were in Takoradi. So we went to commission projects that we've delivered. We renovated classroom blocks. We've renovated the sick bays and refurbished it. We installed satellite internet. We introduced a drone program. We also went to refurbish some of the classrooms that were running down. Dining hall. You know, GSTS building that we see now in Takoradi was built in 1939.
Okay.
So you can see, and this is exposed to the sea. Direct, when you are in GSTS, you can see the sea. So we are using this opportunity always to pull the masses also to renovate and upgrade the existing infrastructure so that that system and quality training can also be maintained. Now, we shouldn't forget GSTS has a military culture. Is the first school to have cadets to be established far back 1952. So we get to know that history as well. So we are regimental in whatever we do. So we have that kind of very structured, disciplined culture that we work with. So we don't deprive any group of what they have to do. So this is for 2025 that you are assessing, but 2026 we are marching forward again.
Now, when you did it the last time, the eyes of the world obviously was in you, but now you were taking, Metro TV is taking it a notch higher.
That's right.
Because we're going to give you free coverage for all the activities that you're embarking upon.
We'll be there.
Okay. Your homecoming, your dinner dance, and all of those things that you do. I don't know how that changes the dynamics. Does it? I mean, what for you? First of all, what does this mean? You know, for and to you, and you know, what is going to change now that you know that you're going to be live? You know, with all the activities that you're embarking upon or you're undertaking.
Okay.
Or maybe let me rather ask Cyrus this question because you've talked earlier. So Cyrus, now it's coverage, TV coverage for everything you're doing. I mean, what does that mean to you, and does that change anything?
Okay, so that will even make the homecoming a grand one. Because
you mean to make it sweeter?
Yes, and we are adding more sugar to the tea. Yes, so the homecoming would be on TV. So it will motivate a lot of giants to be on campus.
True.
Yes, so as he was saying earlier, you see, our homecomings is not for just 1 year group. So there will be a year group celebrating 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 35, 40, even 50 years after school. So a lot of giants will be coming because knowing that Metro TV will be there. So it will be mega for us.
That's cool. All right, so our time is up, but
I would have chipped in this.
Just 30 seconds so that you can leave us with your school load.
I believe that Metro TV coming in will widen the base of what people will see. Now, we cannot do without corporate Ghana. When these facilities need support, when these facilities need retooling. So I believe that when Metro TV comes in, this is a platform for corporate Ghana to know and also appreciate the contribution that these schools have made to them and also give back. So on this platform, I would like to call upon corporate Ghana. If they have anything to do, they can join hands with GSTS. As we go forward in 2026, they can help us. We are renovating dormitories. Some of the corporate Ghana people, your kids, your wards are in the schools, and some to yours are on the way there. Come and contribute. We have open hands for you to receive whatever you are ready to give us. Help us renovate a dormitory, help us renovate a facility, and let us give the best of training to the next generation of people that will run and support this country. God bless you all.
All right, let me thank you very much. But before you go, in just 30 seconds, if you can leave us with, I mean, there's no way you're going to leave us without your school hold, you know, except that I know, sir, and yet that, but we will manage them. Your school load.
We have a short one that we will bless them.
Yes.
We will bless you. That is what we are going to sing.
Please do.
So the blessing of the school.
The blessing of the school.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So as you have given, and to you we give back. Blessed for us, O Lord. Blessed for us.
us, O Lord. Amen.
I see. All right, so there's a gentleman who's a Pedro. He says that GSTS is his alma mater. He said it's a great school. And he says the Greater Accra, Engineer Frank Asari, Pedro. Okay, that's Engineer Frank Asari. He's a former student of GSTS. He said it's a school that he's very, very, very proud of. Anyway, so I want to thank, so those of you who have sent me messages, we're so sorry that we can't read the messages because time is not our best friend. But I promise you that tomorrow when we come back, when a similar issue comes up, I'll read those messages because it's in relation to the similar topic. So thank you very much for your time. It's been wonderful having you to join us this morning. It's been really, really, really exciting, and big thanks to the management of Metro TV for doing this, because look, the excitement out there is crazy. I mean, I have had a lot of people call me and expressing interest in wanting to be a part of this, and I've actually had to, redirect them. I've given them some contact numbers to call as well. And then first of all, I do what I can do by giving them whatever explanation I need. But if they want more, I say, okay, then call this number for further for more inquiries. Yes. So thank you so very much. And already some of the other schools, Qatar School and all the other ones, are sending messages that, look, they are better than GSTS, so they want to be on this platform. I say, look, but I've already advertised the number, so call. The bragging rights will stop.
Easy, when you shoot a bird.
Yes. So thank you very much. So Sarah Obendako, thank you very much. 2014, House 5. That's GSTS. She's also the second Deputy General Secretary, President 2014. And there's also Amekuji Eugene Gameli, 1995 year group. And he's the Deputy Treasurer and President for the 1995 Alumni Association. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you too.
Right.
Thank you too.
Take care.
Much giants that is perfect in your
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the